Okay, maybe that's gonna work instead. That was very weird. Let me just mute myself on this. Blah 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 blah. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I'm assuming that means you can hear me. Just move this. There's noise. Noise is good. I like the sound of that. Now live on your channel. I know. I'm the one doing it. Such a weird notification that YouTube literally sends me an email to say, live now on your channel. Like, yes, I know. I'm live. What do you think I'm doing? Madman. Anyways, we've got about 10 minutes to kill. If you're watching this post stream, if you're trying to catch up, it starts in about 9 minutes from now, if you want to skip forward that far into the video. This is, again, a recap stream. I have to go through this every time. That's why it's on the page. Meaning it's not going to be a ton of stuff we haven't seen before, but, you know, often there's a little something that sneaks its way in there. So hopefully we can see some new stuff. But if not, we're going to get more gameplay at the very least. Blah, 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 blah. There's definitely going to be comments about how boring it is. There always is. But yeah, don't go in expecting the world. But they have said there's going to be gameplay. Now, I'm imagining the gameplay... I'm going to use 4,500 kilobytes, you madman. Why am I Northern? Because being Northern's the best. I imagine the gameplay is going to be from... They said campaign gameplay, and I imagine it's from a level we've already seen. If I had to put my money on it, it'll be the Washington level, which is the one that we've seen the most of, and that's one that I showed you on the channel already. Why aren't you playing Jurassic World Evolution 2 anymore? Because the game's not out yet. Not much I can do about that. The house is still a mess. It's getting there. I have a bedroom finally. It's not ready yet though. It's in development. I've painted it. I've fully painted it. One wall I need to fit a radiator. Then I'm going to paint that wall, but it needs plastering a little bit first, and then I'm going to paint that, and then I can fully move in. So I'm still recording this on a dining room table basically. It's not very professional at the moment. But I finally got a second monitor coming. I bought one today. Yeah. Please don't ask how long. It literally says on the screen. Hi. I know. Have a bedroom. What an adult I am. It's a box. It's a tiny little box. Yeah, the wall has been exercised. You don't see my follow-up photo. But I won't miss Tropical Islands because they're still going to be in the game. We've already seen them. I'm quite excited about the Planet Zoo DLC. I have planned out. I always like with the last two packs, I've kind of started the DLC and got like a little bit into the build and then stopped. Which I'm sure is very frustrating for those of you who like my Planet Zoo content. 6 minutes, by the way. But I have a really good plan for a North American zoo. It's something very, very me, very suits me down to the ground, very much my style. And I've planned out all 8 habitats already to an extent. You know, some of them are going to change. And I'm starting because it's an animal pack and not a building pack. You know, it doesn't contain new building items. It'll contain a few, but like 5 or 10 or something. I can start working on it already, which is really going to help me. I will get back to webcam content at some point, just not yet. I just don't have the setup for it, if nothing else. It's an absolute mess. No Paul Kirby, unfortunately. It's only based on one horror film. Only based on one. My favourite horror film at that. And no, I don't live in North America. I live in Blighty. Yeah, Giga will be in the game. Ugh. Theory videos on what? Nope, nothing like BlackRock. No. No, I'm not gonna do reaction to the pack or anything. It's already been out for a day. Nobody cares. You'll see my content on it when the pack releases. I'll get to work on it then. I'm not gonna do anything until release date. As for the Giga, I'm now, let's say 99% sure that every single dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution is going to be in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Every single one of them. In terms of Giga stuff, in terms of Dominion stuff, I just assume it'll get updated with a new skin when Dominion comes out. I don't even think it'll be free. It'll be quite a big pack if they bring everything in, so I imagine a paid Dominion DLC. And it'll probably also add a level to Chaos Theory mode. Favorite animal? You know what? I really haven't looked at it much. Probably the beaver. I like the beaver. The beaver's cool. But I really haven't looked at the packs so much at the moment. I think the beaver and the moose, I think are the two most exciting ones. I've got a creep in my head. I don't know why. I'm a creep. Good man, how you doing? We got the Fallen Kingdom content for free, but it was A, much smaller than Dominion would have to be. Think about the number of dinosaurs in Dominion. It's way more than Fallen Kingdom. It would have to add, as I say, probably a Chaos Theory mode as well. And the major difference is the Fallen Kingdom update came out 2 weeks after the game came out, or something like that. It was clearly planned, but they had to hold back a little bit to make sure it could release with the film. Fallen Kingdom Dominion is coming out like 7 months after Evolution 2, so it's just a very, very different situation. I would rather have a paid pack that adds absolutely everything than a free pack that kind of half-asses it, you know? No, it starts in 2 minutes. I'm not making an abandoned zoo, no. I have a very specific idea in mind for North America, which I've started working on already, by making some props and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool. I'm super excited. It's the first time I've been really excited about a Planet Zoo idea in a long time. Then that'll start a couple of weeks. Again, I'm saying every single dinosaur from Evolution 1 will be in Evolution 2. That's my current bet. I don't think a single... Ankylodocus will make it in. When is the release date? 9th of November, I think, for Evolution 2. Lack of crocodilians. I mean, why would you... I don't know. I'm fine with the lack of crocodilians. I wouldn't really expect them. The water system in the game is not conducive to... It's not taking too long. The water system isn't conducive to crocodilians and stuff like that. Well, there's like a million questions. Will there be any videos this week? There's been lots of videos this week already. There's a video today. There's a video tomorrow. Maybe a video on Sunday. Technically, it's my day off. I don't mispronounce Ankylodocus. People who say Ankylosaurus or Ankylodocus are just wrong. I'm sorry. Nope, don't expect that Dimetrodon. It'd be cool. And the rumours it's going to be in Dominion, but again, I'd expect it in a Dominion pack. It's 3 o'clock, so... there it is. Bear with me. Okay, this is slightly awkward because, unlike in the pack, I don't have a second monitor, so I actually can't do what I would usually do here. So I'm going to have to move... So, right, let me make sure there's nothing you guys aren't allowed to see. Alright, I'm good. Right, so I can turn that off, go like this, go like this. There we go. No music. DLC looks cool. I don't get as excited about animal packs as other people do. I much prefer we could do the Dominion meetup. What would a Dimetrodon be doing in Dominion? Well, we know there's a Lystrosaurus, for example. You know, Dimetrodon wouldn't be too much of a stretch. There we go, 5 minutes. What's I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I get less excited about animal packs. I prefer building items over the animals, personally. Gives me more options. Why do I believe Ankylodocus is going to be in the game? Ankylodocus is going to be in because we know InGen hybrids are in the game, and we are 99% sure that is not the Indominus Rex or Indoraptor. And it just doesn't make sense to cut. Why would you cut a dinosaur? You've already made it, right? So what's the point in cutting it? There's no benefit to cutting a dinosaur. Yeah, you might have to do a little work on the textures and the AI and stuff like that, but the cost of bringing in an old dinosaur is... It's kind of like in business. They always say, it's 10 times more expensive to get a new client than it is to retain an existing client. It's the same thing with Evolution 1 to Evolution 2. It's a lot easier to bring across an existing dinosaur than it is to design a whole new dinosaur. And if you don't want to see them, then don't use them, you know? Simple as that. I don't think they'll be part of the campaign anyway. Yeah, having a pop for a made-up video game pronunciation. No, and again, I don't think Ankylosaurus is the correct pronunciation for the base dinosaur. I don't think that's official or anything. I have mixed thoughts on Huayangosaurus being in the deluxe edition. On one hand, it's bad, right? Because it's a dinosaur that already existed. It's a dinosaur everyone played in with the first game. And it seems a bit silly to have, and not particularly deeply... I love Huayangosaurus, but it isn't the most popular dinosaur. It seems like quite an odd choice for a deluxe edition. On the other hand, considering deluxe edition costs more money and less people have access to it, it's not necessarily a bad thing for it not to be the best dinosaurs, you know? Unfortunately, the rest of them are fantastic. Yeah, thank you. What's it called again? I don't remember. Atomborosaurus is fantastic. The Pachyrhinosaurus is absolutely beautiful. Those two are absolutely a highlight. I don't think we'll go to the city. No, we've already seen the San Diego level. We know we're not going to the city. It's outside it. Whether deluxe is worth it is just up to you. I mean, do you like the creatures? Yes or no? Is it worth £5? Yes or no? No one else can make that decision for you. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily trust the pronunciation that Jurassic World Evolution uses in some of it. Like the Quanjusaurus, which I'm butchering right there. They completely butchered in their pronunciation. Dinosaur pronunciation is a very, very difficult thing, and it will largely depend on where you're from and stuff like that. And I think people get a little bit too actually kind of about it, you know, pushing the glasses up their nose, just desperate to correct someone over something. See, I disagree that Ankylo rhymes with Kylo. I think it's Kilo. Kilo. How do I pronounce Ankylosaurus? Ankylosaurus. But that's fine, it's just difference of opinion. It's not the end of the world. Tapiara, I thought Tapiara had a pretty good chance, actually, yeah. It might still. How many pterosaurs do we have? We've got Pteranodon, Dimorphodon, Geo... Oh, no, we've got 5, don't we? Pterodactylus, and... What's the other one? Oh, what is it? Weird fleshy boy. What's the weird fleshy boy called? Guys, I don't care if you pronounce it Kylo. I disagree. It's okay. Who cares? It's not a big deal. Oh, Tropognathus, that was it. Yeah. So that's 5 already. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aquatics. I suspect we've seen all the aquatics and all the pterosaurs. It's not Geo, it's Trope. I said Geo already. There's our Lost World Pteranodon there. You guys let me know how the volume is for the trailer against my voice. We have already seen this, by the way. It's quite loud, isn't it? It feels loud. Maybe my headset's on loud. It's like Giga. I pronounce Giga, right? But most people don't pronounce Giga correctly. It's a bit loud. Maybe I'll dance to that. I should be the loudest thing in the world. Look at the Nasuto. We already know all 5 aquatics. Ichthyosaurus, Mosasaurus, what we assume is a Tylosaurus, Plesiosaurus, and Attenborosaurus. It's Giga, not Giga. That's immensely helpful.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic World.
Giga? Okay, yeah, I've never said Giga. I don't mean the Giga, I mean the Giganotosaurus. A lot of people say Giganotosaurus, Giganotosaurus, blah blah, but technically it should be Giganotosaurus. It's the pronunciation way of pronouncing it, and it is the Portuguese way of pronouncing it, I should say. I turned it down, calm your boots! We don't know there's only 5. I'm just saying we've got 5 aquatics, we've got 5 pterosaurs, it seems likely.
Welcome to another monthly highlights stream here in our amazing streaming room. I am Jens, part of the community team here at Frontier, and it's my esteemed pleasure.
There doesn't have to be more because they're part of the deluxe. We don't know that. You know, there's no information on that.
Stream world. We'll be talking about some of the things that we have revealed and announced during the past month, and of course during this very, very special live stream, we're also going to be giving you a special look at some campaign gameplay from the game coming out on November 9th, and I am absolutely very
I am going to talk over him, by the way.
To see how you
again,
all,
if you want to watch it without
like
me talking,
and,
go watch it on their stream. It makes no sense for you to be here.
Let's have a look and see who is in the chat. Heather G is here, of course. Terror is here. We've got Victor Silva over on YouTube, and
Diplodocus of a Diplodocus.
Great faces. I'm not going to be here alone, luckily. I am joined by people from the Jurassic World Evolution 2 dev team, and starting off with me on the couch is none other than Dialogue Manager James Stant.
Thank you very much.
Go, James.
Hello, how are you today?
I am good.
James is very quiet. His dialogue has been poorly managed.
Good to have you on the couch.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's nice to see you face to face too. Like we've mostly been
know.
talking on Teams and
All
stuff.
digitally, but now
Digitally,
face
yeah.
to face. It's good.
It's great.
Good to be back.
Yeah, I love to hear that. So for those who don't know you,
Yep.
what's your role on the dev team? What do you do?
Sure. I'm the dialogue manager. So across the studio, I'm overseeing the use of voice. in
Hey,
our game.
Mosa. Looks
So
great like that.
For Jurassic World Evolution 2, obviously there's the main.
Everyone just
narrative
stare
where
at the
people
video in the
are
background.
expecting, a lot of voice, but of course there are things like the announcements in world, guided tours, and things like that, and the crowds. So it's just helping to bring these parks, these facilities to life with voice.
Does anyone say
There's a-
Triceratops?
there's a lot of-
That'd be
I
mad.
noticed in sound design in games that a lot of people don't necessarily notice. So it's probably a good idea to have someone who's sort of in charge of every little thing that goes into it.
Absolutely, yeah. I originally started as an audio designer here at Frontier. I've been here about 8.5 years, and over the years, been more and more.
I can't
involved
turn
in
up any
voice.
louder, guys.
Really love kind of the narrative aspect, just building stories, building characters and things like that. So it's been absolutely fantastic with Jurassic World Evolution and the sequel, having the opportunity to work with this rich universe. So
We're going to get into a bit more of that later in the stream as well. Maybe talk about some of the Hollywood talent that players will get to meet during the game as well. So far, what's been the most enjoyable for you during this development process?
It's
Sure,
so
I think it's just
That's what it is.
revisiting the Jurassic World again, the universe. I think for someone like me and like many of the people
I'm
that
gonna
have
bear with me.
worked on these games,
Adjust this a little bit. Actually, turn them up a little bit, but it's not gonna be great still.
Become immersed in the stories that are being told. So to be able to bring people like Jeff Goldblum back to reprise his role as Ian Malcolm, it's just a fantastic opportunity, and it's hopefully a new opportunity for us to tell different stories as well.
And I'm assuming you're excited about the
Apparently my
upcoming
mobile
release.
bill
Is
is
there
ready
something
to
that
view.
you're the most excited for?
From my phone on
Yeah,
full.
I am really excited about this campaign.
Yeah, I'm going to talk over stuff
got
like
an
this. I don't
opportunity
think
to
there's much.
Tell a story set after Fallen
You know,
Kingdom.
not that it's not interesting,
And,
but it's stuff we've heard before. It's
very
just general
different
chat.
to
You know, this is a
the
recap stream,
typical
so
park
I'm going to chat
building,
some nonsense
theme
as we
park
go.
building,
They do need to sort the
scenarios
mics out
that
though,
we
yes.
find ourselves in. So yeah, I'm delighted and kind of really excited to see what
I don't say
people
Kylo.
will make to this campaign.
I say
absolutely.
Ankelo.
Myself as well.
And Kilo.
So as I alluded to in the beginning, in today's stream, we'll be talking all things
I really want that
campaign.
screen. If I ever get
We're
the
also
money
going to be
and I get a
talking
proper studio
little
set
bit
up,
about
I'm gonna get one.
chaos
Wonder how much that
theory
would
and
cost.
some of the things that goes into that as well.
Let me get that for a few
If
thousand,
you
actually.
haven't caught up on the second dev diary that came out this week, we absolutely encourage you to check out that, because we're going to be sort of taking that as a baseline and trying to dive a bit deeper into what's happening in the campaign and in the chaos theory mode. And so, yeah, at the very end, we're going to be jumping into some campaign gameplay as well. Now,
I do fall
as we
football.
mentioned, the story of Jurassic World Evolution 2 is a new and original narrative following the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Liverpool.
And there's probably going to be some light spoilers for Fallen Kingdom, because it's difficult to avoid spoiling that movie, because there was a lot of things that happened at the end of that. But yeah, there are now dinosaurs roaming.
There's no
out
point
in
asking
the
whether
wild
the Lux
in the
Edition
United
creatures
States,
count towards the
and
cap, because we
in
don't know
the
what the
game's
cap
campaign
is.
mode, it is
It doesn't
players'
really
task
mean
to
anything. You know what I
lead the
mean?
Department of Fish and Wildlife and their efforts to capture, contain, and preserve dinosaurs. So what's it been like picking up after Fallen Kingdom? Because it took the Jurassic World that we're familiar with, which was like, theme parks and the islands and everything, and just dumped it all on its head and was like, all right, dinosaurs in the wild, new universe, just go.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's always that divide that, okay, they're safe
not Mitch
behind
James's moustache.
all of these enclosure barriers and
It's a
things
nice
like
room,
that.
though.
But now all of a sudden they're in the desert, they're in these forests
And they've
that
turned him up,
are
I think.
so close to human life. But now we've got to make sure that these incredible animals can be safely contained and secure in these facilities.
You know what I
that the
want?
player
A
is
window in
tasked
my
with building.
house, or one room where
assuming-
all the windows are like
I'm assuming
screens
this-
like that,
this
and you could
is
have the
probably a
Moses
very
swimming
good
past by your
opportunity
bedroom
for
window.
the dev team as well to tell something, like I said, that's fully original, fully new, but also part of the same universe. What's it been like to sort of be a
I don't
part
think you'll
of
have a
the
choice
universe?
of park or facility.
Yeah,
I think
it's
certain levels you'll make a
fantastic.
park,
It's,
certain levels you'll make a facility. Campaign will be
As you
facilities,
mentioned
chaos
with,
mode.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom
will depend.
You obviously had this end to the movie where they'd released from Lockwood Manor.
retread the same
and you
information.
just see
It's a
ankylosaurs
recap
running
stream.
this way, Sinoceratops running that way, and you think, okay, we have got this new world here where stegosaurs are just
literally the
wandering
point.
in the desert, and
I'll get
of
it one
course
day.
it's not just about keeping
Like I said, I've moved
the,
in with my
the
dad
people
for a few
in
months.
The vicinity safe.
The
It's
whole
about
point of
keeping
that is to
those
save up some
dinosaurs
money
safe
so I
as
can
well.
get my
We
own
wanna
place.
Preserve them.
Actually buy
and,
somewhere rather than
just give them
renting.
the best chance they kind of living in in a nice, free but restrained way.
It's also one of the details that we're going to be touching on when we jump into the campaign gameplay later.
Jump
But,
into
but
campaign
as you said,
gameplay. There you
we're-
go.
We have to sort of both protect ourselves from the dinosaurs, protect the dinosaurs maybe from each other,
Yep, exactly.
but also protect the dinosaurs
Someday.
from us.
Yep.
And I think that's a very interesting dynamic that we can then get to explore in the campaign mode.
Yeah,
there.
that's a great point you mentioned about from each other. Obviously, they are not being kind of
They don't just run off into their
Exactly.
own little corners of the world. They,
Yep.
they bump into each other
yeah,
here and
yeah,
there.
exactly. So that's always a fun.
I don't think
dynamic to
anything will
work with.
capture the JPOG feeling because
So,
I think the JPOG
what can
feeling
players expect
feeling
from
is
the
nostalgia
campaign?
more
Some
than
of it has
anything
been-
else.
We've touched on it
Yep.
already. Some of it has been discussed in the diary as well, but
Well,
in your own words, as it
Yeah,
were.
as you say, this is an incredible journey that
So I said,
sees
we're
you
just
go
talking about
from
Dev Diary
location
stuff.
to location across North America.
I still feel guilty talking over
the
them, but I know they're talking
variety
about stuff
of
they've already talked
environments
about.
that the player
So we
finds
shouldn't feel
himself in
guilty.
is going to be amazing.
I've already moved.
These
I moved
environments just
2.5
look
weeks ago.
stunning. The art team and everyone involved has done a magnificent job. It's really incredible. I think we're very used to seeing these dinosaurs in maybe the tropical biome where typically
Probably
we've
just
seen,
classic.
okay, Isla Nublar and these
The most it is swimming around
um,
in circles, yes.
fantastical
It's cool though.
Jurassic environments. But
Right.
now, you know, we're moving from the Arizona desert to the snowy mountaintops, the temperate forests. There is just a beautiful array of settings for these dinosaurs to be exploring.
see the-
And, I think that's
There must
an
be a
absolutely
clip
beautiful
point on this
aspect
motor,
of Jurassic
surely.
World Evolution 2.
All right,
I really
so
like the sound of that, and I think it's, yeah, like you said, it is a great opportunity to explore
Yeah.
and just be
if there is, I can't see it.
in other areas. Not that the islands themselves beautiful, of course, but it is fun to see dinosaurs in, a desert environment, a forest
Yeah,
environment,
yeah.
etc., etc.
Yeah.
So
wonder how they've done that. Is it there?
with these
Might have just been
environments,
there.
of course, there's going to be some calamities. We've seen some of them in the dev. Maybe
No, they'll do
Yeah,
a spi-
give
they'll
us
do a
some more.
Spinosaurus species
Absolutely.
profile. I reckon.
Nothing ever goes.
It was
smoothly,
so
does it?
popular
We
last
can try,
time.
we can try, but yes, there's going to be snowstorms. There's going to be sandstorms, and all of these, they don't just affect maybe the mechanical workings of
Yeah, soundtrack is a
of,
problem actually.
vehicles and buildings and things like
JPOG
that.
is
They're gonna
overrated
affect
in that
the dinosaurs
a lot of it
themselves,
does
they're
not
gonna
hold
get
up
distressed,
nowadays,
so you
right?
need to be able to make
But
sure
the
that
soundtrack
the
is still
dinosaurs and
phenomenal.
the
It's still
reptiles,
the
they're all
best.
happy, and that's always part of the,
I have
the
considered
challenge
that, yes.
of running a facility like this. And
Oft.
yeah, it creates a very engaging experience for the player.
there's always a lot of plates to spin.
Exactly, exactly.
I've found.
Those plate spinning moments.
But
yeah.
one of
The music
one
I've
of the
heard
great things now
from
is being
Evolution
able
2 is
to
pretty
just
good though.
pause the game when the
Yep.
calamities come.
Yep.
And so you can be like, all right, pause, snowstorm.
How long
What
will
do I
mods
need to do?
take?
Et cetera, et
Exactly.
cetera,
Probably a
et cetera,
week.
et cetera.
This
I really
time
like
it'll be a
it.
lot quicker than yeah.
What kind of dinosaurs do you think we can expect to meet? Is that something we should let the players decide, figure out on their own, maybe?
Dinosaurs.
Well, we might. Yeah, I think as we'd identified with the campaign following on from the events of Fallen Kingdom, I think a lot of those favourites that you've seen along the way, the Baryonyx, the Sinoceratops, you know, they're all going to make an appearance and things like that.
I guess that's Sinoceratops confirmation.
It's yeah, a great opportunity to see a lot of the favourites, the Stegosaurs, Triceratops, Carnotaurs, and things like that. As well as obviously we have the flying reptiles, Pteranodons, and maybe even Tropiognathus. Who knows?
Ooh, you've heard it here first, folks. I think that's going to be very, very interesting. And as I mentioned,
Well,
there's going to be
you
some Hollywood
first.
talent,
Yep.
some familiar characters. Clear Deering
Yes.
is back.
Yes.
Of
It's
course,
good to get I mean,
Malcolm is back.
Sinoceratops
in
was
the game.
always going to be in, but I technically it's
And,
confirmation of another
we've also
dinosaur.
brought back our own
Technically.
characters. Kajal Dua is back. Isaac Clement, George Lambert, and of course.
I wouldn't
Alex
expect a
Finch.
Therizinosaur until Dominion comes out. Personally.
What's it been like working with these actors and these characters again? Because I'm assuming they're not in the same place they were in the previous game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, I'm assuming Isaac Clement isn't running the entertainment division anymore.
Yeah, exactly. In Jurassic World
No, we've got
Evolution,
5.
they were obviously heading up
We saw the Tylosaurus the
division
other day.
with
What we think is a
science,
Tylosaurus, it could be something
security,
else.
and the entertainment divisions, and now they've all had to move on. And
I do simp for
certainly
Cabot.
with Dr. Kajal Dua, she's now with the CIA. She's heading up the Dangerous Species Division, and basically using her expertise to just help the efforts that are being made across the country, and just making sure that all of these dinosaurs are safely contained. George Lambert, of course, a security specialist. He's an ex-military
The only one
man,
we've seen so far is
and
Dua, I
he's
think.
got ranger experience, so if there's someone that can help bring in these dinosaurs,
That's what they look like.
George Lambert's the man. He's going to be able
Of course.
to come and help with Owen Grady as well. So that's fantastic use of his expertise.
Owen Grady
and then
is
Isaac
not
Clements,
Chris
I'm
Pratt
going to leave
now.
that one for the players. He's a bit of a.
I can't believe any CIA
that's
organization
maybe
saw
an
what
element
happened in
of
the first
mystery
game,
later
saw what
on
Dua
as these
did, and then thought,
different
yeah,
original
you know
characters
what,
are
let's get her on
introduced.
board.
All right. I should point out that I still don't know what Isaac Clemens' role is in the game because in the moments I've had to play,
Yep.
I still haven't met him
Yep, sure.
yet,
Yep.
so I don't really know. So this is very interesting. I'm
Yeah.
keen to know more here. As dialogue manager,
Yes.
what's it been like working with these actors again? Have they?
Yeah.
Is there a collaboration back and forth on developing the characters? Or is it just like here's the script, go
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of thing?
I mean, certainly with the original characters that you mentioned, there are people like Graham Vick who plays Cabot Finch. He embodies that character so well, and our writer John Zerplatten, he writes for the character of Cabot so well. So
met
it's
Platten
just this
in LA.
perfect coming together
Claim
of
to fame.
brilliant writing, brilliant performance, and it feels so natural and so familiar in a way, which is brilliant. I think with the characters of Dewar and Lambert and Clement, obviously there's a familiar core to those characters, but maybe they are exploring a slightly different side to them now that, for example, Dr. Dewar is moving away from a very scientific mindset and more CIA organization. So that's been really exciting to explore. And then, of course, with the talents
To be
that
fair,
we recognise from the film,
Dewar getting hired to head up a CIA division
that is just such
after
a wonderful,
inadvertently
wonderful
probably
thing
killing
that
quite a few
they
people
bring
and
to our game,
causing
because it's
havoc
not
and being a
just,
royal
"Here
pain
is
in the
a
ass.
script,
It's
please
very
read this."
emblematic of American
We
bureaucracy,
provide
so
them with,
not necessarily inaccurate,
a-
really.
certainly a
People,
full
people
script
fall
with
upwards
our,
quite often.
partners at Universal having kind of been really helpful in just refining that and getting that into a really solid state. But as soon as you bring in someone like Jeff Goldblum, Bryce Dallas Howard, B.D. Wong, they know their characters so
It's interesting
well,
that B.D. Wong,
and you
Dallas
can
Howard,
kind of
and
tweak
Goldblum are
tweak,
all
but
back,
until you get it in front of
and
them,
Chris Pratt's not.
and they've had the chance just to say, you know what, I think Henry Wu would say it like this, or I don't think he'd react in that way, then you don't quite fully nail everything down. But once you get to that stage, it's a
It must have just cost so
wonderfully
much money.
collaborative effort, because
Or the schedule didn't
you are
work
able
out,
to
or
use,
you're just
in
not
this case,
interested.
maybe 30 years of familiarity with a
Exactly, yeah.
character, and you can try and research the character and the background as much as possible, but actually having these people to hand is just unbelievable. And of course, it is a really fun process as well. It is that they're really appreciative that it is a kind of an open process in that
Like a
in that way.
dialogue
Yeah,
almost, yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So I think what we come out with is dialogue that feels really natural to that actor, and therefore hopefully is reflected in the game. Yeah.
Have you, when you're in
Donna,
the studio
stop spamming.
with these actors, have you
Whatever
noticed,
on earth
is
is
there
you're
sort of,
doing.
do they all have different approaches to how they read this dialogue and how they act these
Yeah.
scenes out?
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
fair, I do.
Like-
I get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sense
It's-
Dallas Howard
It's really
Dallas Howard and
interesting.
B.D.
I
Young,
think someone
Wong,
like
I should
B.D.
say, in
Wong, he is
particular,
so
talk quite a lot about
eager
Jurassic World.
to understand
Dallas Howard
what
is proper
everything that's
into it,
going on,
and she
you
wants
know,
to
where
keep
am
getting
I,
into it,
what's-
and she's
what's
proper
the
immersed into the
context here?
franchise. Malcolm
It really is a
Goldblum
sign
keeps
of
turning up
great
for events
actors
and
that
stuff
they-
like that. You know,
they
he's very
really
tied to
want
his original
just
character.
Embody what is happening, not just
Yeah,
say,
you're right. I don't really
"Okay,
get that from
I've
Pratt
got
at all.
a sheet
I think
here,
he's
I'm
less
gonna read
invested
that."
in Jurassic
they,
World
They want to
than the others
understand.
are.
They want to feel these emotions, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think with some of the characters like Claire Dearing, the relationship we've been able to explore a bit more between the characters of Claire and
Funnily
Owen.
enough, I think
And I
Dallas
think
Howard,
that
Claire,
really
is probably more
essential,
into it
just
than any of the
digging
others.
that little bit
I get the
deeper,
feeling
just so that it actually
Goldblum
feels
likes
like
it and he's
a
happy
back
to
and
be in
forth
it and he
two-part
wants to keep getting
conversation.
involved, but I don't get the feeling
Sounds
he
really interesting. And
knows
of
much
course,
about
we're
it in a
working
way,
with,
if that makes sense.
Working with Universal as well to sort of nail these tiny little things down.
Yeah.
So what's
Alright,
that?
Donna, you're
collaboration?
getting muted.
Absolutely,
I'm sorry.
it's been wonderful. They
Where are my mods?
obviously know these characters, the property incredibly well, and having their expertise to hand has always really helped just finesse our scripts, our game as a whole. They know how our game can fit in among the wider franchise, because obviously it's an amazing franchise with multimedia across every medium. So
It is terrible, to be
having
fair.
their wealth of experience and
No, I know that's
understanding
literally
has
what we've just
really
been talking about.
focused our efforts as well.
That sounds really, really cool. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
the rest of
Yep.
it and hear
Yep.
everything. So remember, when you're playing Jurassic World Evolution 2, any piece of dialogue, any piece
Yep.
of narration, voiceover, whether
I didn't
it
really like
be
Claire in the
a
first film,
helicopter
but-
pilot or a central character.
I definitely prefer her
James is the
over
guy in
Owen by
charge.
now. She should be
So we're
heading
gonna
it up,
move
really.
a bit on from campaign.
Plus,
and
she was in
talk a bit
Spider-Man
about
3.
Chaos
The
Theory
best
mode,
Spider-Man.
which
So-
is Jurassic World Evolution 2's second mode that allows you to explore alternate timelines based on the previous films in the franchise, and basically ask yourself, hey, maybe things could have turned out differently. And if you've seen the Dev Diary recently, you will know that the Lost World Jurassic Park level tasks you with rebuilding Jurassic Park San Diego, and there's going to be maybe
I've got
more
the
of that
tie-in
at a
novel,
later
I haven't read it
date.
yet.
What's it been like working on the Chaos Theory mode?
So exciting. Yeah, Jurassic Park is my favorite all-time film. So it is personally so special to me that you get to explore these alternate timelines, these pivot points where what if something had happened differently. But obviously as a team, it's collectively so exciting because we do get to think about these key moments from the movie timeline and just see, okay, how would things have panned out differently if the San Diego amphitheater had been kind of repaired, open to the public?
That bar scene is the best
there's
scene in
San
any
Diego
film.
resort on the edge
Blows
of the
my
city,
mind.
and people can go and see real-life dinosaurs on their doorstep.
That sounds amazing. I'm
Yep.
very much looking forward to it. We're gonna keep talking more about.
I'm excited about Chaos Theory
I
mode.
just want to quickly mention, because I see there's a lot of people in chat who are very, very eager to see more of campaign. We are getting to the gameplay portion of the stream. First, we're going to be talking a bit about Chaos Theory, and then in a short while, we're going to be getting to the
A
gameplay
short
section.
while
So
to the gameplay,
please
all
have
right?
a bit of
A
patience,
short while.
but, we are
Bit of
definitely
patience,
getting to it.
as Jens has said.
Now,
I do
again,
think
in
this
these,
probably needs
scenarios,
a
you're
change
either
up in how it's
building
presented,
theme park
but
or a facility based
It's
on
marketed the way it's
movie. You
marketed,
mentioned
you know.
already that
not
Jurassic
like
Park
the
is
misleading.
your favorite.
Yep.
Favorite film, at least. Is it
Yes.
also your favorite level, or
It is,
is
it
it
is.
difficult to change? To
Yeah,
select.
the team have done a fantastic job just picking kind of a setting for each of the five. Each
We
of
know
the
two of
five
them so
Chaos
far.
Theory levels. But yeah, for me, kind of the 1993 era Jurassic Park it's always going to hold a special moment.
Of course.
That nostalgia pull is very strong. But yeah, I think it's a lovely opportunity to, because you go back, you're there as Henry Wu is playing a really
Right.
pivotal point, and obviously,
Ooh.
kind of you think about starting up from very little, and without going too far into it, you've got to get the raptors there, you've got to build this
all right.
this Jurassic Park.
So that was actually bringing me to my next point. I was going to
Yeah.
ask if there are any returning characters that players can expect to see in Chaos Theory mode. You mentioned
Yep.
Dr. Wu as well.
Yes.
So BD Wong returning to play the much younger.
That's
Dr.
right.
Wu?
Yeah, and
That sounds really interesting.
that was one of my favourite moments across the whole
That's a
project,
cool idea.
across all of Jurassic World Evolution 2's development, because I think having worked with him last time, he was obviously playing the modern day Wu, and that's a very different to a 90s Wu where maybe he's a bit more fresh-faced and kind of
definitely.
enthusiastic about his endeavours in bioengineering. But yeah, that was amazing just watching BD, because we'd done both the modern day Wu and the 90s Wu in the same session, and just seeing his approach to that, his shift, kind of a much more kind of positive outlook. It was
Right, yeah.
it was wonderful just seeing that switch in an actor like that, because all of them, they're just brilliant to work with, and he could just change. And
Really?
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun, because it's very interesting to see, to sort of compare and contrast
Yep.
the first time we meet him and then when he shows up again
Yep.
in Fallen Kingdom or in
Yep.
Jurassic World. There's a strong contrast there between
Yep.
the young and ambitious scientist and then the
Yep.
very older, more experienced scientist as well. So I'm very much looking forward to
Yep.
seeing what that looks like
Yep.
in the game as well. And
Yeah, obviously it's quite restrained in a way. He's not going to be over the top.
no, he's not a
jovial.
mad scientist,
Exactly,
of course.
exactly,
No.
But at the same time, you can tell that there is a bit more of a purity and innocence to him in those days. So hopefully it's noticed and enjoyed.
I can't wait
That'd be
to
cool.
see it as a
Going
as a
back
fan
to
of
the
franchise
original Jurassic
itself.
Park.
I'm very much looking forward.
If nothing
to it.
else, for
Are there
recreation
any
builds and
other
stuff like that.
Characters that we can talk about for Chaos
Visitor
Theory?
Centre should be
back.
Briefly, maybe.
Yes, of course. So Dr. Ian Malcolm makes
Mm-hmm.
an appearance. He's obviously a very prominent figure.
Yes.
So he's always been a figure to help give you advice, whether you choose to take it or not is up to you. But
I feel like his advice often boils down to, don't do this.
Exactly,
You don't know the
yeah.
consequences.
yeah. So as always, Jeff is a fantastic feature in this game. So it's wonderful having him be a part of Chaos Theory mode as well. So that's great. And then as we move to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we have Bryce Dallas Howard. She's
Sounds like there's no Alan Grant or anything
so
this time around.
instrumental in
Right.
those levels. She really brings the character of Claire to life, and I think that is a really wonderful character to explore more this time around, because Jurassic World Evolution, we had her present and she was able to help you as you shaped your park. But this time she's just so much more deeply embedded in the narrative.
All right.
And I think it allows you to see a slightly different side to Claire, because she's been on a tremendous journey as you go from like the operations manager side, Claire of Jurassic World, to the DPG era of Fallen Kingdom.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely looking forward to it. We are going to take a brief pause right here. We're going to switch James out with Dan Davies, one of our designers, talk to him a little bit. And then coming up, we've got some campaign gameplay. So don't go. We will be right back.
Are they going to talk for another 20 minutes first? They might well do. That's what this is about at the end of the day. I just think they need to maybe have some images on screen or some video going or props or little teasers of new information. I understand that's a recap stream. But I think so many people in the Evolution community at this point kind of consume news so eagerly. Every video, like there's so many of us making videos and there's so many streams and stuff going on, that this news gets taken in by everybody anyway, and that it needs a mix-up of some description. Alright, calm down, guys. All they're doing is swapping out. They're swapping James for Dan. I do like the Mosasaurus thing. It's very cool. It is hard to be interesting when you're not providing brand new information. There will be some people watching this who don't know any of this, and they get their news from the recap streams, and I'm sure this is very interesting to them.
And we're back. That was quick. And I'm now
no
joined
idea what
on the
JP3
sofas
Chaos Theory is going to
by
be.
Dan Davies.
I think it'll be a
from the
facility,
Jurassic World
and it'll be something to do with
Evolution 2 dev team.
capturing
Hi, Dan.
Hello.
the
How are you
Spinosaurus.
doing?
I'm doing really good, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's good to have you here.
Thanks.
And for those who don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself?
So I'm Dan Davies. I'm a principal designer on Jurassic World Evolution 2. I've been working on all things campaign for the duration of this project. So I've been looking at the locations, I've been looking at the narrative, been working with James and others on that. and I've actually been developing the missions and the situations and the events and looking at this kind of.
I remember waiting for
whole
games,
new
and all my game information had to come
perspective
from
that we can put.
this really
So
bad TV
basically
show
in charge of
once a
most
week,
things,
or like magazines.
Yeah.
We just get
I've been
inundated
looking
with
at it from
information
a
now compared
holistic
to the
movie,
past.
yeah.
You know,
That sounds really, really interesting. And how are you finding the work? Is it interesting? I mean, I'm
Oh yeah,
assuming it is.
of course. It's always interesting. I guess it's hypothetical in a way, but when you're in the universe, it feels very plausible. So I think that's been the interesting
oh no. Ooh.
aspect of it is how do these things collide? How does this thing that is patently kind of on the face of it not
It's a
realistic,
good
but,
thing we get
you
more
know,
information.
within the universe, within the
But it has its
situations that we're
drawbacks,
depicting, it's
you
kind
know.
of it's all too real, and I think that's. And now that we're in sort of, we're on the mainland, we're away from this, from the islands.
New
it
theory,
really
Eric
brings those things
Kirby
closer together.
is Cabot Finch, and he changed his name
The dinosaurs in real life, I guess.
Absolutely, definitely.
after the trauma of Jurassic
What
Park
would
3.
you say you're most
And to distance
excited
himself
for
from his parents.
in not just the campaign, but I guess the game as a whole.
I think it's the dinosaurs. So yeah, cop out, but.
I mean,
I
the
think
dinosaurs are
it's
sort of the key thing in the game.
Yeah,
right?
it's the experience of witnessing the dinosaurs. So
Yeah.
I think that's one thing we tried to really do on campaign. was
Literally
to,
canon.
To take.
I feel
this
bad
thing
for Dan
to,
here.
You know,
You gotta
it's
remember
easy to
that.
skip over it,
Okay, Jens
to
is
see a dinosaur.
marketing
sit
and social media and
close to see
all
it,
that, so he's a good
embedded
talker.
in the environment, and also
The people on the left
see it
side of the
from
screen are
the
developers. You know,
appropriate
this is not what they do
perspective.
for
A
a
lot of
living.
our game
They
obviously
develop
doing
games.
the
Not everyone.
sky
Like there's the
camera.
Is made to
sort of
appear.
like
perspective
little
thing,
tadpoles
You know, people get
moving
nervous on
around,
camera and stuff like that.
but,
A lot of people do.
it's the detail that they're rendered at, and the way they sound, the way they look, the way they move. All of our incredibly talented developers have been bringing them to life.
And I don't think he's
And
done much. I've not
the
seen him on
campaign
many
mode
things
in
in the past,
particular,
so
we've been
he's
able
probably
to
quite
give
new to
you,
it still.
Just
Yeah,
to
most
show, not
devs
just to-
are nerds.
You know, just,
Very
just
introverted.
to give you that sort of seeing them through the trees from a human height, seeing them from the vehicle. It's like, I mean, yeah, we've been using.
And I don't mean that as an insult.
We use the vehicles in this to give you, to offer that perspective to more people more of the time than we did in the first game. You didn't have to go in the vehicle in the first game, but
We'll be seeing more of it as we
exactly.
jump into the campaign mode gameplay
yeah.
later as well. I think personally for me, one of my favorite things about both the first game and Jurassic World Evolution 2 is when the dinosaurs come out of the hatchery is just
exactly.
amazing. Or just being able to just click them and then just camera goes right there.
Yeah.
then
And
you see
people who
them.
don't
And it feels
do
like
live
you're
content
very much taking sort of
don't
John Hammond's
necessarily always
philosophy
understand.
of
If you watch like
making
new
something
people
that's
to
real, something
YouTube,
that people can
especially shyer people,
touch
and they get
and
started,
feel.
you'll
I
find
mean,
there's a lot
even
of
though it's
dead air, a
physical,
lot of dead
it still
time where
feels
they just don't say a word.
feels very real as you have it in front of you.
So I think that hatchery reveal, hatchery exit moment from Jurassic World Evolution, obviously it returns in Jurassic World Evolution 2, but better. But that's the moment that we
Dan
want
is
to
the principal
dig
designer.
into and be like, how can we build on that? How can we
He's been working on the campaign.
take that to a more developed experience?
Of course, I think that's.
The
gonna
campaign
be
looks cool. It's gonna be
fun,
completely
and we're
different
gonna
from the
be,
first game.
Jumping very, 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 very soon into.
I do have a YouTube
some
voice.
campaign
My dad even
mode
pointed out that I have
gameplay.
a
We're gonna
YouTube
be,
voice the other day.
Taking a brief, maybe 30-second to a minute pause, and Dan, you're going to be sat in front of the gaming computer. We're going to bring James back to the sofa, but I first wanted people to meet you and see you, so you're not
Gameplay
just like
time.
a disembodied
Yeah.
voice.
If
to the
there's a
side
person talking while they're
as
playing,
we're
it's me.
playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see and
Wink,
to show
wonk.
people.
Exactly, I was
this,
shy.
This campaign.
Now I just don't shut up.
gameplay. So we will be right back.
It's just practice more than anything else. It really is. Like, anyone can get comfortable. Not everyone's going to be, and not everyone has to be. And thank God, not everyone's going to be loud, screamy, extroverted. But you build a natural comfortability. This is my normal voice. my YouTube voice is only at the start of the videos. I find that it tends to fade a little bit. I maybe enunciate a little bit more, shockingly, when I'm talking to YouTube, which I'm sure is a surprise given how I speak. But I probably do focus it because you're focusing more on what you're saying than you would be in the usual environment, especially now where I'm not having to, focus on gameplay or something like that. Yeah, I mean, Sky did 300 videos before Skyrim. Skyrim was not even where it started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Beth. I don't know how my voice even sounds like that. I can't make it sound like that anymore.
And we're back once again. James is back on the couch. Welcome back,
Hello,
James.
thank you.
I hope
Like
you
some
enjoyed
bizarre
the 5-minute
transformation.
break.
I did.
All right, everyone. We
It's a
are
werewolf, but he turns
ready
into
to
game
go
developers.
with some campaign
A weredev.
gameplay. We've
He's
got
a
Dan
weredev.
sitting,
I like
off
that.
to my side here, ready to play, and I think we can just switch over to the gameplay screen. I was about to say screen,
It is
which
Washington.
Also would be
Called it.
Oof, what are words anymore? So,
Love you, XO.
we're going to be setting the scene just a tiny little bit before we click that unpause button.
Maybe
So
we'll
we
see the
are in
contours
a,
sit down.
Early level in the campaign mode. In this particular level, the DFW, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, has been tasked with capturing and protecting dinosaurs after they have been hunted.
Funnily
by
enough, this
some
is not
big
the
game
start of the
poachers,
level. They've done things already
as
at this
I mentioned
point.
previously, you'll be protecting dinosaurs both from each other and from us, because some people want to hunt them, it seems. And so what we've done is we have placed these two Carnotaurus into a pen. We've constructed a pretty...
Look at the line of the pen
standard
where the
facility,
Carnotaurus is. Look at the
and, we
fence
are pretty much
by the
ready
path,
to
and
go,
tell
I'd
me that's
say.
not excruciating.
And I should also mention that this is we are playing on an in-development build, so keep that in mind if some things happen. But we should hopefully have a very smooth experience. So Dan, you can just go right ahead and start following these mission parameters. So
We're just going to see all the missions.
right now, our main
This is
mission
what you
to
saw in my
ensure that
gameplay
these,
video the other day.
Carnotaurs have a decent amount of
sorry.
comfort around. I think maybe this pen needs to be maybe a bit bigger. They might need some. They might need a status check
Pause that
as
moment.
well. I think I've cleared out. I've made a ranger
Kinda
post
looks
ready
better, I
for your
think.
ranger team,
Yeah.
Dan.
So I feel like, yeah, straight away we need to make this space a bit bigger. The poachers,
They didn't necessarily do a
they
great
regretted
job,
their
did they?
decision.
No
on
idea.
enclosure
afraid.
size,
Yeah.
About
So,
next-gen
uh,
consoles and stuff like
Go
that.
ahead.
I'm gonna.
We don't know.
unpause
We
in a
just the
second
information
and
isn't
then
out there yet.
we
The only
need to try
thing
and
we know
get
about
some
is last-gen consoles not
information
having
from
mixed
dinosaurs.
steerers.
So we want to find out what they like, what they need, and to give them the proper sized enclosure. So my current objective is to improve their comfort.
Yep.
But I don't know.
So
what
this
it
is the thing we were
Yeah.
talking about.
So
You
we
don't
need to
have
send
the
the
dinosaurs
send your
information by
rangers out.
default. You now
Send
have
them
to
out. I'm
check
gonna
on
do
your
this
dinosaurs. There's more of a
manually
focus on
first.
dinosaur welfare than there was in the past.
Yeah, since you're doing this manually, you're
so
right off.
You can do it
the
not
game
via
menu,
ranger
all the
outpost. You can
dinosaurs
go
and
in
Yeah.
and you can scan your dinosaurs yourselves.
or will be. There we go. And,
Yeah, it's not
so
75
you'll
plus
be,
dinosaurs, it's 75 plus
as
prehistoric
before
species
in
or
the
something they said. I can't remember.
previous game,
I think they said
taking
prehistoric
on
reptiles.
missions and tasks, but you're not working with the Hammond Foundation anymore. There aren't any contracts
Yeah.
or anything like that.
I think next gen consoles should be fine. I suspect there'll be very little difference between next gen consoles and PC.
The story.
If I had to wager, I guess.
Um,
I mean, I played it on
all right,
PC,
slowly back out.
and it definitely didn't
Oh, I
look
was
like
gonna say,
anything
it's
that
a
I
good
wouldn't be
thing both of them were
possible on a next
thirsty,
gen
but I
console.
guess only one of them was thirsty.
Yeah.
Oof, that was a
So-
close one.
So we've got the status check information now. Funnily
Right.
enough, open
So they
space,
need much
not
more
great.
area, they need
Open space, not
sand,
great.
they need
Great.
grey,
Maybe,
Pretty much everything else not great.
they need
right.
water
All right, well,
even.
let's
You
get
can see the
cracking,
environmental
I think.
needs have been
I'm gonna
increased,
pause
and we know
again
that
because I feel
rock
like
is also going
they
to be an
are not gonna
environmental
be
need,
happy.
which is pretty cool.
So if I keep it running,
Yeah, you're going to be
So,
way
if you've,
busier.
already
I mean,
seen
trust me, as
the,
someone who's played the
gameplay
game,
that we
you're going to be way
previous,
busier in Evolution 2 than you would
previous
in Evolution
highlight
1.
stream, you'll know that
Much
building is
busier.
similar to how it was.
Look at that
before.
bulk
You're
demolished, though.
you're
What a beauty.
placing down fences, paths.
They can't
various
escape from
facilities
gates.
and buildings,
Those gates.
etc., etc.
Can't in the
There's
first
also
game
a
either.
Nice bulk demolish.
That is beautiful.
feature
I never saw that. I didn't play
Dan
with
is
this
kind of
tool.
demonstrating.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't take out the
Well, yeah, you're
the
right.
generator.
All right, maybe. Okay, before we do this, we're going to go into the generator and we're going to move it.
Oh, I didn't even.
This is a new feature for this game.
You can move buildings!
You know,
Forgot
makes
about that
building
as
placement
well.
A lot easier to correct
There we go.
the mistakes, and the build process is paused now, so I can.
I'm not sure how I should feel about you calling my generator placement a mistake,
Well-
but I'm just going to let it slide.
Yeah, I'm going to use the bulk demolisher. I'm going to filter it so that it doesn't clear the trees because I don't.
I
like
doubt
those.
dinosaurs will interact with rocks.
So-
I would be
Just get rid of the
surprised.
fences.
James, if this were you, if you were jumping into this level,
Yes.
do you think Dan is on the right path here? Is this what
certainly
you would be
do.
doing as well?
Yeah, it's great. As soon as he got into the Ranger vehicle, performing those status checks, you could see immediately the user interface said,
Yeah, it's just nice little
missing open space.
Right.
You get a
quality of
clue
life
as to
improvements.
what's going on, why they might not be happy with their current enclosure, and then, of course, he's making
Rock's
sure
doing
he's
rock. He's making a big ass
trying to
enclosure,
address
Jesus.
that. He's
Bearing in mind, though,
wisely
that you can add the
moved
Allosaurus
power
to the enclosure
generator.
later
You
on.
always need power.
Shy,
You
of
always need
course.
power.
Did not do, because
especially
my
if you've got
gameplay
two
session was a
carnivores.
disaster.
Just,
Probably a good
And I
idea.
broke the
I can
game
see
during
also
my
that they
gameplay
have,
session.
They have a fairly high security rating, so I think at some point we may need to look
Yeah.
into upgrading these fences
Yeah.
if we can. But I'm assuming that as long as they're comfortable, there shouldn't be too many breakouts.
You can see here fences don't build automatically
yeah, so
anymore. He has to wait. You can see them in the
defense
distance kind of
security effectively
toggling along.
It,
You see where it's light blue means
defense
that
is
hasn't
the
built
right
yet.
security level, then it will
Yes.
be ready when there's a problem. If there isn't a problem, then
Yeah.
you can maybe.
Now, I'm going to
try
tell you
and
right
get
now,
rid of it.
Evolution 2 will be a harder game than
But for
Evolution
now,
1.
at least, it looks like
100%.
it
Yeah.
looks like they're doing okay.
I don't think.
Yeah,
they're
this
very
is
happy
the
in
Washington level.
Alright,
I mean,
So,
Frontier
I'm just
haven't
gonna
showed
wait
this off.
for
YouTubers
this new
showed it
fence
off.
to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take builds over time.
I think
It's
you
a
can
recap
speed up time a little bit to
That's
see if
true. We
maybe
can
that
speed up
will
time.
help it out. There we go.
Building on along the other
3
side.
times speed. Love it.
But the benefit of this, of course, means that
Aaron
done.
Moses
one
from
thing we
YouTube
used to
says
do
the
for
hype is
dinosaur
lowering.
breakouts was
No,
if a
it's hype is
dinosaur started to
high
break
as,
out,
time is
we'd
getting
build
closer to
another
touchdown.
fence
I'm glad.
around it, basically.
So
Can't
yeah,
read to these.
the fences are finished. I'm going to open out this.
All right, there we go. There we go.
But you can't do that anymore.
Much more open space.
good.
Yeah.
better.
Let's see how they're
Yeah.
doing.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, no.
yeah. Oh no, they broke out.
This. I'm going to blame you for this.
Let's try. Let's try.
All right, let's get in the capture team. So
Time for
Let's
the
go.
capture team.
Disaster already. Fantastic.
There you go.
No, I don't think
of
Frontier
course, you
showed
can
this off
take
last
direct
month.
control with your capture team, or you can just have them, or you can assign them. You can also have a
No clear
lock-on,
shot. It's an
which,
interesting little bit of
I'm
text.
demonstrating
Maybe it's because
right
it's.
now.
Oh wait, what's this?
Is, amazing. We're getting the Carnotaurs back in.
How's he
Yeah.
firing?
Guys.
What?
Yeah, they're not
Oh, it's actually
not
got a
too
lock
happy
on.
about being put inside a fence,
Okay, I'm assuming
enclosure. I mean, who would be?
Who would be?
These are
that
wild
the
animals, of
reason
course, but,
for
they might
this
get
is
them
because pterosaurs can break out, and I think manually hitting a flying pterosaur is going to be
Track
pretty
them down and
difficult.
tranquilize them again.
Well, that's so. What was it they needed? They needed open space, and they needed
I think there was a sand on there.
right. So we
and,
should.
Maybe you should fix the
spray
fence,
as well,
lads.
so I'm going to take the Ranger and
He's doing it.
repair the fence first.
There we go. Good lad.
Yeah, there's no point moving them if the fence is still broken.
No, of course. I mean, there's a hole in the fence. They can just go through it. Why would you place them back in? But of course, it's
There
a
we go.
good thing that this sedative is keeping them asleep for just.
I mean, yeah, you
just the
could
right
shoot
amount
them,
of
but I
time
can imagine
in order to
people who are
keep them
worse at
alive.
games
Yeah, perhaps you're right.
would
in
struggle
the
with things like
enclosure.
pterosaurs, etc., etc.
We'll add some water.
All right.
We'll,
You all
um,
misunderstanding.
Water,
They
bit of
didn't
sand
play this last
maybe. I
month.
think that's what they needed.
yeah,
There we go.
let's
We've
take
got our
some-
environment brushes up. And
Did I miss last month's stream?
hopefully this should
I don't think so. We played this. YouTubers. We all played this.
We've got transport
Right.
on a specific button now, rather than a specific team, so it's always
Yes.
available.
that's
Um,
also really good.
You can
Get
get
them
another
back
big
with
bunch of
some
information.
quickly.
Where's the
Will
last
we
one? There
at
it
this
is.
point?
It's a good
I don't
thing
know about that.
the
The
helicopter
game's out
can
in a
just sort of pick them
month
up from
and
the trees.
a bit.
Like that. I really like
Half a
that.
week.
As I mentioned previously, we
6
are
weeks.
playing on an in development.
Yeah, I didn't think they
build.
played it. I don't know what they're
So,
on about.
in case you spot anything, there is still time for us to to take care of everything. But hopefully this should be a very, very smooth experience. Now that we've got these fences up, we've got some sand on the ground as well. These Carnotaurus should hopefully be more comfortable. And we'll see how this goes. I really love the look of this level. What do you think, James?
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I think
You can't get a Mosasaurus on this level.
when you look at the contrast between the
You
snowy
literally
mountains, the foliage,
Thus
surrounding,
proving they didn't do this level.
Beautiful, beautiful setting in Washington.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I think
you're
it looks
just
like you need a
wrong.
bit more sand.
Yeah, so what we can do is go into the comfort and go straight to the edit environment from here. And this enters you into
Oh,
a
hey,
mode where
I
you
never
can
thought to
see
use
the
that last time.
territory
That's handy, actually.
that they're occupying.
Right.
So you see the bits that they are looking at. And also we kind of highlight which bits are important.
Sid,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
the transport
interesting.
seems a lot
That's
quicker
great.
as
You
well.
can view
Hey, it's
the
actually
current
really useful.
state
Right.
of their enclosure needs and the tools that you have available to you. So you're right. A bit more
Alright.
sound.
Didn't think to use that button when I did it.
And you'll see it go up
Let's
as I put
see.
it down, so I can see exactly
Yeah, I
what
think
I'm
you're,
No
I
idea.
think you're paused right
Maybe.
now, so they're not really. There we go.
And then
You need a
A bit
prey
more
item.
feeder, so
Bear in mind, you need a
good
live
idea.
bait feeder for the
Keep
prey.
them fed. That's how.
Yes.
yeah,
You know, I'm like that. Keep me fed, and I'm happy. You know.
yeah. So now we're comfortable. We're perfect, actually. So
All right.
Look at that! Look at
Some
that
of these
animation.
animations are just
He
stunning.
scritch scratch.
We have An incredibly talented.
Yeah, it wasn't
team
as
here
bad.
at Frontier.
They haven't played this before.
And,
People are talking nonsense.
I'm hoping the live bait feeder will have something in store because
It should.
Yeah, they did do challenge mode.
All right. Perfect. That's amazing. So let's build one of these viewing galleries as well to make sure that they can be observed.
Yes.
yeah. So we've ticked down on the 80% comfort now, so that's complete.
Thing is, if you want to auto aim, you can auto aim. If you want to
That's great. So
not auto aim, you don't have to auto aim.
Get
Basically, it's
viewing
up to you. So
gallery. I think that's a good placement. We've got good coverage.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything happening.
There are some
in the
fantastic
chat,
little
shall
animations.
we?
Because even though we're not building a tourist-facing theme park,
Yeah.
we still need these viewing buildings, these viewing galleries, just to ensure that the DFW operatives that are working
yeah, I don't know about
on the
interspecies
facility
interaction
have a
other than
means to
fighting.
just study and monitor these dinosaurs that are
Yeah,
being
yeah.
kept there.
Correct.
This new challenge mode going to add like the old campaign stuff. Well, challenge mode is still challenge mode. It's not
better. And,
much different, except you have little tasks to do now as well.
Let's see what else. This is much prettier than the first game. Has a lot more personality. That's amazing.
Tag?
I like to hear it.
Guten Morgen?
And,
It's not the morning anymore. What's good afternoon? What's afternoon in German?
Right. So right now we are searching for signs of.
So
a
this is the
dangerous
wild
escaped dinosaur
Allosaurus.
that has been roaming around.
And you have to
Yeah.
drive along
So
and
we've captured
track
the,
it down
the Carnotaurs
by
are happy now, hopefully.
analysing
They should be, yeah. So we're
the
looking,
remnants
following
of
the
its
trail of the other
warpath,
dinosaurs that
essentially.
escaped, effectively.
Right.
And as far as we know, this is what
So
the
we've got-
campaign is going to be
and then we've got
more
the trail
like
of an
this
species.
kind of content.
And we're going to go
Oh, I like the
Follow the-
subtitles.
follow the trail. And see
That
what
sounds
happens.
unimportant, but good subtitles are
I love this. I love being
helpful
because
for
there's a lot of, if you can
YouTubers.
pause for
And
this,
obviously,
uh,
we like subtitles and need subtitles.
just hit the pause for me real quick, if you can.
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
Right.
I'll just
This would
wait.
be the pause because there's
Yeah.
a lot of these moments that I really like in the campaign where they put you right into a vehicle, whether it's a ranger vehicle or if it's a helicopter or anything like that, to just sort of put you into the action, as it were. I think that's really, really fun. What's the? I mean, you
You
talked a
have
bit
the
about
copy
it.
you missed.
Earlier.
I'm the one.
Dan, what was the?
Can I point this
sort of
out? I'm the
behind
first
these,
person who confirmed compy
Yeah,
for this
so this is
game,
all about-
and everyone's having a pop at me for the compy. I
don't use
first
the
saw
word
the
force,
compy
but to put you
in
into
my
the-
gameplay.
The lower perspective to put you into the vehicle.
Well, I didn't see it
perspective.
first. Someone else did. But it
We've
was
done
in
some
my
work, like, for
gameplay.
example, adding the lock-on mode because some people found the manual dart shooting more frustrating than others. So we've made it so that you can do it either way, which means
Ages
that
ago.
You can rely on the vehicle.
And then
more.
everyone
Like,
in the video
everyone can
yesterday,
enjoy this.
the other day, I don't know,
This
2 days
section
ago
of
now,
the game, and it
I can't
allows us
remember,
to
Wednesday.
get this perspective.
Everyone
You can get
posted,
sequences like
since like the
this.
compy's here, the compy's here. I'm
You
like,
wouldn't
yeah, I know, I
otherwise
showed
be
it in
able
the
to do
goddamn video.
You could let the AI do it.
Different
that
video,
sort
but
of
still.
thing. So sort of keep following this trail. We've got a large carnivore.
And then, of course, there are bits of story that happen as you are following.
I really
these,
do like this.
these
I'm a
trails
little
here. I'm seeing
concerned
a lot of them in
that
chat
an entire campaign of
for
this might wear down a
carnivores.
little bit, and I
You
hope
also
there's at least
remember, I've
something
been looking at the
more
subreddit for
traditional
the past week.
park
There's a lot
build
of love
style in there
for,
just to mix things up a little bit.
carnivores sitting down and sort of
So I got
scratching
it,
themselves
Mimus.
behind their ears. A lot of really good animations and behaviors.
And of course, we've got a few
Everyone missed it when I
dinosaurs
played it,
around
to be
here,
fair.
but
It was on the
these aren't
screen
one-
very
this isn't the
briefly.
one we're
This isn't the one
looking
that we're looking for. No,
for. Ooh,
these are not the dangerous ones that we're looking for. But
Can't say I really care.
there are some wild dinosaurs roaming around.
That's right.
Some of them that you'll be tasked with capturing and containing, because we don't want them.
I don't know. I haven't seen
around
any wild
and
animals yet.
themselves
Just dead
a
ones,
danger to
unfortunately.
others, or us being a danger to.
Weather system
to
is
them.
very different.
and as we
Yes.
scan that
I mean,
last
there's
one, gave
snow,
us a hint that I
sandstorms,
think we know
blah 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 blah.
what type of large carnivore we're
Alright.
about to find.
This is just an amazing view,
That for a
view
vista,
right
yeah.
here. Oh, look at these triceratops!
It is cool.
Oh,
It's just wild. I
love
love
it.
that.
So this is what it's all about for me. It's seeing them in scale, seeing them in
Yes,
perspective,
I agree.
and getting
I
to see the
The
Brachiosaurs.
brackies
There
by
they
the
are.
lake.
This is great.
It's so much
Oh,
more
look at the
open than anything we got in
Brachiosaurus.
Evolution 1.
Oh, I'm really excited. All right, I also see a lot of questions in chat about hybrids. We have currently shared that the Indominus Rex will be back in the game. If you check out our recently released dev diary, you can see it right there, and we advise you to go check it out because it looks really cool. And I'm excited to have the Indominus Rex back as well. Speaking of dangerous escape
Yes.
dinosaurs, this is that what we're talking about. All right. I think you're handling that Ranger vehicle really well,
nice.
Dan.
It's like a
Have you
move.
played this before a lot?
I've played it once or twice. We've made some improvements actually to the way the vehicle's handled.
I mean,
so it's part of the focus
At this
of the video
point,
since we've
if you don't want to watch it,
changed the
why are you
driving
here?
model.
I don't get. Like, if you're not happy with it, that's fine.
You
It's
can
your
do things like
prerogative.
daytime
But
slides
just
and-
sitting here and complaining seems ridiculous to me.
but drive around the load, it's just a bit more fun, a bit more
Right. Oh,
dynamic.
You found
So,
another one there, Dan?
Got a helicopter.
The
tracking
only
down the
regret I
road.
had from this bit right here is that I wish you had to drive away in the car
here
a
we
little
go.
bit yourself. I think that'd be really cool.
here we go. Move. I think it's a good idea.
What is happening?
Like, I want to be in the car
Get
now.
out. That was an,
Being chased down by the
Allosaurus,
Allosaurus.
if I know my dinosaurs correctly.
You do.
Haven't seen any wild dinosaurs in challenge. There wasn't when I played it anyway.
And there, of course,
there
we
might be.
saw
I don't know.
briefly Dr. Kajal Dua chiming in. There she
We didn't
is.
have access to anything. We
So
didn't have
we've
access
moved
to
now
most
from
things.
the Ranger vehicle
isn't-
up into
I mean, it's
the
new,
capture team.
and that it's
Let's
being
see
played
if
live. It's not new as
Dan's
in we have
aim
seen this
is
before.
True. Managing to hit the hit it right there. Hit it again.
That Allo needs to get a
And
shift
do
on.
this
This is
separate
much easier than mine was. Oh, there we go. Finally.
Saurus.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be. I'm hoping. I mean, this is only
Do without lock
an
on.
early level in the game,
go on
and they have to
then.
have a full campaign of this
and
wild dinosaur
you, James? Are you
gameplay,
a free aim
capturing
kind
the
of person or
facility,
lock on?
building stuff like that.
I normally like the challenge of a free aim. Yep, I just like to plan the trajectory and hope that that's a good shot. Dan.
No, that didn't happen in my
Doesn't it?
footage.
It looked
Animal
good.
guy, don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
This is
so-
what happened in my
yeah,
footage. Basically,
I'm
exactly what you're seeing
A
here.
bit stubborn, and I'll just keep going with the free aim. Oh, good shot. Great shot. Yeah, it's lovely in narrative moments like this. We have the film characters like Claire Deering, Owen Grady interacting with Kajal Dua, Cabot
Right.
Finch, and that's lovely to explore those relationships.
Of course, everyone who
And,
isn't bitching is a frontier shell.
Certainly with characters like
Such a
Cabot Finch,
childish
you can
comment,
see
I swear to God.
always keen to take the credit when things are going well, but as soon
Oh,
as
of
something's
course.
going wrong, the anxiety.
Wait, why did he
comes
just put the
through,
Allosaurus
and he's worrying about his
randomly
own
on the
back.
ground?
So I think it's always a really fun process just exploring
He's
those.
just gonna build a
those
new exhibit,
characters.
And he'll always have something that he's
Should have
gonna
watched
chime
my
in.
gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
I made the
well
same
done,
mistake.
Me,
Yeah.
for instructing you in how to do it. Well
Yep.
done, me, and
Yep.
giving you the opportunity to
Is he
do
gonna
all
build
these
an
things.
exhibit for it?
That's
So
why
far,
I
it's
love
still
Cabot
just
Finch.
on the ground.
He is right
Oh,
through the man. Oh,
here's
here
the
comes the
snow.
snow. That looks amazing.
There you go. Whoever it was, I
Yeah,
want to
we're
see the
just
weather.
kind of waiting for the the transport to bring the Allosaurus up
Waiting
now
for the
to the
Allosaurus to come
facility.
back. While we're waiting for that, let's take a look at some of these buildings and maybe quickly explain.
I have been called
what they do.
overly
The
negative
viewing
and
gallery,
a
of
shield
course,
to
helps
you
with,
both times.
dinosaur
That tells you all you
visibility.
need to know about everyone who
As,
thinks those
James
comments,
mentioned, it's
frankly.
for the DFW,
I'm regularly called both.
employees and researchers,
nonsense.
etc., to come in, observe the dinosaurs.
People
make
want
sure
to
that
discard
things
alternate opinions to
going
their own.
well. And it looks like we've got some decent.
Seriously, the Allosaurus is just being
on
placed
this,
in the middle of
process.
nowhere. What's going
We've got
on?
our response facility, which there we go,
Currently
where,
covered in snow.
where both the ranger team and the capture team sits. So that is where you will find both your capture teams and your ranger teams if you need to.
Yeah,
send them
for
out
people
on
who are
missions
like
in order to do
overly positive and super duper hype, I'm overly negative and very critical of the game.
coming back.
But people who are the opposite,
Great,
I'm a
they're coming
frontier
back.
shill. You know, it's
coming
just,
too.
it's, yeah, it's both.
Ah,
It's
that's
crazy.
great. Love it. Now, I love the look of this snow, and I love that it stays on the ground.
Yeah.
after
I don't
it
think
finishes
there's a,
snowing,
no,
it
no,
stays on the
complaints
trees.
and criticism is a good
It makes me
thing.
feel like home, as a Norwegian.
I find
It just makes me
complaining
feel
about it
like
in chat constantly to be a bit boring, personally.
home.
That's
Oh, I
what I'm
really
saying.
like this. Okay.
No, we still don't know the last
So we need the range
environment.
back because we want to get.
We've got Taiga /
stage
Boreal,
checked
we've
in,
got
is that right?
tropical,
Yes, that's a
we've
good
got
idea.
desert,
And I'm wondering because
we've
I
got
noticed
grassland.
you sort of put the
We don't know
Allosaurus
what the
back
fifth
into
is. If there is
open
indeed a
territory.
fifth,
Is that a
Yeah,
good
we
I
idea?
believe there is.
It is if I was to just let it carry on. I think what we're going to do is
Should probably build
pause the game.
some fencing around it.
I imagine there's
Hang
probably
in
tire
there.
tracks.
So
There's footprints, so.
we're going to clear this water first.
In case you're wondering, we are playing a early level in the Jurassic World Evolution 2
And I think Mountainous is too
campaign
close to
mode.
Boreal.
And
I'm hoping for
we
Swamp,
have
but I would
been,
be surprised.
If you've just been joining
I
us,
just don't
we've
think it makes
been
sense because of
tracking down and tranquilizing a dangerous runaway Allosaurus. We're now bringing it
Because of,
back to our facility.
because of the lack
in order
of
to
things like
contain it
crocodilians, you know.
within our fencing here, and hopefully
Thanks for the tip.
able to keep it.
I will be doing that, yeah.
under relative safely, both from itself. And
Sure, I'll do a
from
nature reserve.
its,
This game is
and
much
from
better
other
for it than the
dinosaurs
last one
and
was.
surrounding areas, and Dan is setting up a bit of a holding pen.
Could be
for,
coastal. Coastal's a good shout.
so
It might be
can
like
do
a
status checks on it.
redwood themed thing. I know there are
We're playing
redwood
this
type
on
trees in
a,
one of them
in
already, but
development, build,
I could see that maybe like a
so,
temperate
if
forest
you
instead.
Notice anything that seems off, then that is the reason for that. But we should have a
I don't really care about
smooth
hybrids.
experience throughout.
On the Spinoraptor.
Let's see.
I always find it quite interesting in the campaign when you're building your enclosures because
Fully custom
you're
hybrids
not
is insanely
thinking
difficult to do.
about where you're placing the hatcheries.
And the
so
franchise
much
is moving
anymore,
away from
'cause
hybrids, you know, it's just not what we do
certainly
anymore.
with Jurassic World.
But it is worth
Evolution,
noting he
it's
doesn't
very
have to do
much,
this.
okay,
It says
I've got
on
to
the
strategically
Carnotaurus
place,
info panel,
my
as I
fences
noticed
around
after
all
I'd done the
hatcheries,
same
but of
thing
course
he's
we're
doing
dealing
right
with
here,
Wild dinosaurs, we're bringing them
that Allosaurus and
into
Carnotaurus
these
should, in
enclosures
theory,
like
live together
Dan's
quite happily.
building here. So it's a bit of a different
what that
dynamic to
actually
park
means.
building.
It definitely is.
sure
and I
they'll
think
do
it's a
creature
really,
packs,
I think it's a
yeah.
really interesting way to
Nobody likes
recontextualize
Ankylodocus.
the park building mechanic.
I think like two
because
people in the world like Ankylodocus. It's the
This might sound
worst
derogatory,
dinosaur in the
but, you
game
know,
as far as I'm concerned.
it is different, but it's also the same.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
a new context for all these things that you're doing. And so, yeah, we've got some power going for this viewing gallery. Our rangers are coming back. They made it just before the fences came up. I hope
Yeah.
these fences are able to pop up just as the, in order to keep the
It's
Allosaurus
going to be
actually-
close, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it just so.
So we're going to put some ranger posts in.
I think the territory system
Which will
implies more herbivore interaction.
Give the rangers a place to do their automated patrols, so you don't have to go and scan them every time manually.
Ankylodocus does have cool patterns, oddly
Yeah.
enough. It's got some of the better patterns around.
Select add task and then just click on the ranger posts.
That was the yes. that's
Just
the
the
range
face
yeah.
is the
I
worst
think
thing in the
these are
world,
really cool. So they
basically.
will
The face
scan
is
every
really the main
dinosaur
issue with
in
Ankylodocus.
their radius, right?
Yeah, they'll go through and they'll do a sort of check on the whole enclosure.
I still don't
to
think
find
sauropods will
the,
fight back, no. I like that they'll be able to
the
survive a
radius
little bit,
that you
though.
saw there. So you put one of these.
I'm
somewhere
very
on the
curious to see
enclosure
Rex
and
trying to
they'll
take
go,
down a Brachiosaurus.
Every dinosaur
We
in
know
here
that's
needs
the
to go
thing,
straight
so-
back on.
Oh,
And maybe they
careful.
can fight
Let's see
back.
if
Maybe the
this,
Brachio will be able to stomp a little bit or kick back or something like that.
This is,
I can see that build.
It's doing well. It's doing well, I think. see. Oh,
She's a beauty.
Beauty, though. Look at that.
Literally just said what the worst game you can
So
dinosaur the game is.
medical scan.
Although maybe I hate Maiasaura
can
more.
see-
It's close between the two.
There's an unspecified.
No,
Aeon.
never going to win the franchise.
Something
I think there's
wrong.
another
We don't know what it
trilogy
is yet,
planned
so-
of films. They're going to like start again.
We're going to, once this objective is completed.
What dinosaur
we're
do you
going
want the
to
most?
Medical scan it.
I mean,
to find out,
Therizinosaurus, Cryolophosaurus,
what the
Uteranus, stuff like that.
To assess the status of the
So
dinosaurs
let's-
that they're
And that's where the paleomedical facility
Yeah.
comes.
full medical
This is a
scan.
brand
They
new
should do
building,
fine
brand new
if we
vehicle
know how it
for
works.
Jurassic World
That's
Evolution
That's
2.
how we understand it anyway.
Um,
This in the future.
Mine's awful.
This is going to be.
I really like
But
the
I do have particular hatred
courtyard
for
that
it.
they've got going as well.
Hmm.
So, but yeah.
I
they
say
will,
Rex hunting sauropods because Rex is
treat
the only
sick and
dinosaur we've
injured
heard about hunting
dinosaurs, both
sauropods.
out in the field and
We got
then
told
in their facility as well.
that,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So there's kind of two.
Rex
main
will hunt down
branches of ailments.
Brachiosaurus.
You've got your diseases, which
I'm assuming it
uh,
applies to the other large
function a
carnivores as
lot
well.
like they did in Jurassic World Evolution. So you've got to go out, you can research the cure. You've got to go out and dart the dinosaurs and treat them.
Mm-hmm.
But then the new one we have is injuries. So there's a wide variety of different ways in which dinosaurs can be injured. Ways in
Yeah,
which
I
they
really hope they redo
different
Carcharodontosaurus.
injuries, and sometimes, if it's a major injury, so it's really serious,
Right.
it needs to be brought in to the medical facility for treatment. So we're about to do
Allosaurus
this.
is
We're
definitely
gonna
not the
go,
same model. It's not changed much.
gonna go
Doesn't
like
need
that.
to.
I love the.
But it's got new
I love the mobile
arms.
vet unit.
Oh, it's
'cause
great, isn't it?
It's I just love the sort of dinosaur ambulance thing they've got going, and it just looks incredible with the DFW logo
Yes.
on the side and with the sort of the
I'm
red
gonna
and
try
white
this myself.
band around it
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
It looks like for now at least the.
I realise I've.
Oh,
jumped
I was
the
going to say the
gun,
Allosaurus is,
Yeah.
is taking a bit of
but
a
I
rest.
realise
but,
I've not.
oh, careful.
Yeah, okay. Oversight.
Yeah, it's a good
I need
idea.
to do its enclosure requirements.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to make a video, but this will go online automatically anyway, so.
Now
There's
it's
nothing
coming.
here to make a
Now
video
we've
on
got it.
so far.
Now we can bring the vet back in.
Right. Let's scan this thing and see how it goes.
Gotta think we're probably going to get another. What did we get last time? Like 30 dinosaurs via DLC, so the final roster should be over 100.
Medical scanner.
And there'll be just a ton of dinosaurs that we don't have right now.
Hopefully.
Love that animation.
There we go.
Okay.
That
This is a major
we will
fracture.
end up seeing even if
Good
it's not in
idea that
release.
they had that go to snack.
Things like
over here
Concave.
again. Careful, careful, careful.
So it's got a
Careful.
major fracture.
Squaring up.
Sometimes
Yeah, probably a good idea to
Let's
run
hire
away.
new scientists.
Militant Cow in chat says, love the more hands-on care mechanics and scanning of dinos. That will hopefully lead to a more of a connection.
I don't think we're going to see
between
major model
buildings
changes on
and
most of the dinosaurs.
And, if you were here when I was chatting with Dan earlier, that is sort of the
Neaten
the
them up,
one of the
change
things
the
that we
arms,
wanna
unpronate
try
the
to-
wrists, stuff like that.
Don't provoke. What's the word I'm looking for? Try to sort of bring forward.
Well, we already
some
know
of the
grassland is
campaigns,
already
like
one of the
up close
biomes.
and personal connection.
It's
with
the fourth
the,
biome,
with the
so how
dinosaurs.
good? You can't have
I thought it was
you can't have biome, Planet Zoo biome be the fifth, Planet Zoo grassland be the
We've
fifth.
got these visual cues about the injury as well, so
Megalodon
you can see
eventually, sure, at release.
that
No.
visually on the dinosaur,
Mhm.
depending on the injury.
It's great. Oh, lying down.
You can actually see as well.
She's it.
On the ailment tab, you get a bit more detail. So
All right.
we can see that this major fracture was caused by attacking fences. In this case, it
She's
was
scratch.
escaping from the poacher camp. So
Yes.
there are a number of different causes, and you'll be able to see here sort of what's caused it. One thing we had
Temperate
in the
isn't a
first game was
biome, so
you'd have dinosaurs
which
smashing against concrete.
it
walls
is a.
all the time.
I mean, they called it
You
grassland.
know,
It's a
now they
temperate
can be injured
grassland.
doing that. So there's a bit more plausibility in
We've already got Tager. This is
how
literally
they
the
interact
Tager,
with the environment.
and we've got the desert.
So I'm going
we've
to
got the
hire some
tropical,
scientists now. So
and we've got
we
grassland.
need
What are you on about?
Some specialist
So
staff to oversee the treatment itself. So we'll go to the scientist page, and we're going to recruit a new scientist, and we're looking for.
Look,
you
they've
know,
got
welfare
bios.
tree, Look at that. So
Did any of them believe in
Oh, great.
ghosts?
when you're browsing the scientists, you have to.
You have to get the ghost people. Nothing else
The,
matters. None
to
of these
look at their
people
key
like
skills. So they
ghosts.
have logistics, genetics,
Or
and welfare,
aliens.
and these are the different types of tasks. They're sort of leaning into the different types of tasks you can do. So
I do not think Allo will be remodeled. No.
welfare in this case is treating injuries. Genetics might
right.
be, research, or logistics might be some more
This
practical
woman
things.
left us crazy stats.
So we're going
It's
to go.
very expensive. Marie Lindsay, what a chat.
If you're watching and you want to know more about scientists and how they work in the game, you should go to the Jurassic World Evolution
Atrocity,
YouTube
same thing.
channel and check
If
out
it gets
the
added, it'll be
park
via a
management,
Dominion DLC.
video on scientists.
Along
and
with,
there's
like,
also
the
a
20
write-up
other
on our
dinosaurs.
forums explaining,
I think there's like 12 or
in a bit
something
more
in
detail
Dominion.
how scientists
So that's why I don't
work.
think it'll be a
They
free update.
basically help you run your park in addition to your they help run your park as well as your park teams help run your parks or your facilities.
Yeah, it's still got the
I should
gunshot
say,
round.
in the campaign mode.
Wherever it
They're
is.
very very central part of everything.
Yeah, but those are the 4 biomes,
So-
yes.
Tutorial there.
Yeah,
So we don't know what the
use
fifth is
AI
going to
here
be.
just so we show
It could be
the
like a
ranges that the
savanna
features you have.
sort of thing,
So
which
just
is
assign the tranquilized
technically
task.
grassland.
Obviously, we need to tranquilize the dinosaur before we can bring it in for treatment. So
Yep.
bring in the AI to do that.
Yeah, I do like how the introduction
Could be a
of the
city zoo, but
paleomedical
city zoo is very
facility, the
is
MBU
typically,
team,
or at least in Zoo
complements
Tycoon,
that-
is typically
that
like a
feel that the
grassland, like a
campaign
normal
has,
grassland.
that These dinosaurs haven't been monitored 24/7 in
Yeah.
kind of a theme park.
This is
setting.
probably the same
These
build
have
I
been out in
played.
the wild,
That's
and
probably not. It's probably the beta build
as
by now.
well as you
I
might
do
know,
hope they fix the
extant
crab walking. It
species
was
of
one of the major problems I had as
animals
well.
that still live among us.
Yeah.
Again,
No one
my
really
only
is
problem
gonna
with
be
Swamp
able to
Planet
just
is
look
because
at
they don't have
Allosaurus
things like
and say,
Dinosuchus,
"Yep,
because they
major
don't have
fracture right there. You
Exactly.
need to be able
semi-aquatic
to
creatures.
diagnose these.
I think Swamp just feels a
because
bit
who knows
weird
what they've
in a
been up
way,
to when
you
they're
know?
out in the Washington wild.
Yeah, and in this particular case, they've obviously been poached.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
by-
love an
by
urban
poachers.
environment,
And I also,
proper
I also
city
love
one,
the
but
feel
it
of,
does seem unlikely to me.
in universe,
Especially
this
considering it's going on
feels
old gen
like,
consoles.
They sort of had to.
The problem is, I think the biome is probably going to have
dinosaurs
to be an
being out in the
American one.
wild.
I did a video
Yeah,
on this, if any of you are curious about
Like
it.
suddenly the U.S. just has to put all these things together.
Yeah.
Now that there are dinosaurs,
I
out there,
like-
we need
Yeah.
these
I can
facilities,
see
we need
like
these kinds of
temperate
people.
rainforests,
I like
because we've got
how
tropical
the-
rainforest. I can see like temperate
the
rainforest.
gameplay that you go through in the campaign mode sort of underlines that theme
Yes.
as well. I think is really really great.
Here we
I think
go.
that's my bet right now.
Yeah. So we've
That or
assigned
a
the scientist to the treatment,
or a different
and
style, like a more orangey
Alright.
yellow
There's a
style of
dinosaur in
grassland.
it,
Those
so-
would be my two bets.
Place it down gently.
I do not have a
give it some
PS5.
nice
I just spent like
healing.
600 quid on a gaming monitor, so I'm not buying anything else for a while.
I didn't know what else to
gently
call
mist.
it.
Yep.
This is great though. But I think you have.
Oh, coastal
no,
I can
that
see
was
as well.
your
But
ranges,
coastal I would-
so they seem to be
Temperate
fine.
forest,
So
coastal,
the
I
tussle
would.
with the Carnotaurus.
Stick
Yeah,
together.
They ran away very quickly.
I think they're doing well. There we go.
Oh, so another thing, the ranger patrols, when you're going between these posts, they also resupply feeders within the
Yes.
range.
Wouldn't mind a
so
coastal map.
something that you kind of had to do manually on the first game,
Mm.
and this is, if you set your infrastructure up correctly, you'll never
Yeah.
have to actually
Yeah.
resupply them. So you can see the
It's not going to be
reserve
Cenozoics.
getting
Not
restocked
release.
here by a ranger team.
That's a really really nice little update from in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The fact that the feeders can be stocked automatically by our ranger teams.
Well, Redland, this is what I'm on about with
So now
coastal
that
forests.
the,
Redwood
Allosaurus
forests
is being
are,
taken
by
care of,
definition, coastal.
Um,
So coastal
things
with
seem to
like
be
a
going
nice
pretty well, I'd
lighter
say.
beach
I mean,
colour,
there's still a
maybe.
valley full of
Maybe some
dinosaurs
more
that we at some
beachy
point, I think,
trees,
need
but
to
then you
take
could also
care
have a
of.
redwood forest in
So,
there. That
I
would be
think
quite a
we're
nice biome, I think.
Let's see how things are going. Oh,
I was
there's a
going
bit
to
of-
ask if our Carnotaurs are still happy.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a fight. They seem content.
Nah, I'd be surprised if this ball
Yeah,
falls.
maybe there's something happening. Oh, scaring the
Chasing
goat.
after the
Yeah,
game.
Marine
Oh,
Marine
careful.
in
Careful.
Not looking good.
love that kill animation.
There we
Marine
go.
in
There's the takedown, and right down the gullet in one go.
in campaign is an interesting
Poor
idea.
goat.
Actually, I don't know how that'll work.
Are the Carnotaurs happy?
No, you don't want to see a setup
I mean,
tour.
yes,
It's always going to be a
is.
disaster. When I move and I get my own
Yeah,
place
poor goat.
about 6 months to a
Poor
year,
goat.
and I buy my own,
But,
my very first
oh well.
house,
There's another.
Which is the
there's another
idea.
one where that came from. That
I will
was-
do
that
a
was cool, though.
proper
I like
tour,
seeing that.
but it won't be till
Really,
then.
really like seeing that.
So
Alright.
we've got this little orange icons appear, which is indicating that the generator.
Coastal is actually, yeah, I'm putting my money on
Cool,
coastal.
so-
It's the 5th
Oh, we should
biome.
resupply then.
We can
It could even
resupply
be like
with
an
the
Isla
option
Penna
of
sort of
going
thing,
away,
you know,
it's
as
quite
well.
Expensive, so we can
mean,
just
we've
add
got-
a little bit in.
We've got $4 million. I think we're good
Yeah.
for the time
Yeah,
being.
splash out.
Yeah, just fill it up.
Well, there are nocturnal
The
dinosaurs.
generators, they consume
So-
fuel depending on how many things they're powering. So
Ah, right.
it's not
so
burning at a constant rate.
Right.
You can actually have it
Face cam at some point.
vary.
Still not
based
convinced
on
I wanna do it on
however
everything
loaded
anyway.
each generator is. So the generators also in the other modes will be able to take
I mean, if you
strain
have a
off
Legion
the,
console, why would you not
the
get it
main
on a
network. So
Legion
there's a
console?
bit of a,
If you don't have it, then you
know,
don't have
if
the
your
choice.
power,
So
power output goes above slightly what your power stations are producing,
Mm-hmm.
the generators kick in. Obviously, they cost fuel, but they're a very
I would not.
backup. It's called a
And then-
backup
If
generator.
your
Is
only
it-
option is
is it
playing on a
possible
last gen
then to
console,
have,
sure.
Multiple
But
generators.
no
so there's
mixed
less strain on
eras,
each
I think would
individual
really annoy
generator?
me,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
would be hesitant to play this on an
they'll share
old.
amongst themselves.
That's
Grassland can't be the fifth biome. We
Yeah.
have grassland as a biome
one
already.
facility is probably a
He
bit
literally
too
called it
much.
biome.
One whole
Uh,
big
grassland.
facility is
Yeah.
probably a bit too much for one
Yeah, yeah.
one generator to
it's-
supply.
Perfect for the more temporary.
I mean, yeah, but coastal could be a lot of things, but so could be tropical, so could grassland, so could desert.
Now the
All of these
control
things
center here,
are
I'm assuming that's what
many different
allows
things.
everything else to sort of happen.
Biomes aren't very
around
specific,
here.
generally
So
speaking.
That's what allows you to sort of go into your management screen, see everything.
Do you think
that's
Aquatics
happening
can kill
around-
guests?
around the
Not
facility.
convinced.
Yeah, so we've got this sort of control tower vibe here, and this is where your scientists are hired. That's where they're managed.
Part of the
And you
healing process
can
is to get some rest,
Sort of
preferably someplace comfortable.
expand the amount of scientists
don't
that
see
you
volcanic
hire
really.
by adding more buildings.
You imagine correctly.
So I'm going to the treatment stuff.
Yes, moving on then. We want to have the
So-
Transport it back into its enclosure.
Got a button here to transport it straight out.
I think Redwood, coastal, California.
Right.
Hopefully,
Oregon.
Should
I
be
don't know if
happy,
that's
'cause it's
not
not
Oregon.
very
I don't know geography in the US. But like, you know what I mean? Northwest
So we'll see. I mean, who knows what will happen
US.
with these, with
Or
these
something.
dinosaurs.
I know what I mean.
But
And yeah, I could see like
how
a African-esque
calmly
savanna
generally things have
or
been
a
happening
Great
so far.
Plains
Like
kind
there
of
was a brief
grassland.
breakout of Carnotaurus there, but we
it'd have
managed
to
to
call
get it
something
under
else.
control.
Yeah, that was.
Listrosaurus,
before,
not a release, no.
really, right.
If it's in, it'll be in a DLC.
Tossed around
Okay,
there.
For Dominion.
let's go down here.
And there it goes.
But yeah, coastal Redwood
yeah.
would be my bet for sure.
I gotta say, it's a bit brutal, but I do love when the Carnotaurus
Yep.
comes running, flips the goat into the air, and just chows down on it. It does look really, really great. Just want to mention once again that we are playing on an in-development
You say that, Mecca,
build, so
but
there
when
might
people
still
say
be some
savannah,
things
people
here and
always
there that might
mean
look a bit off,
African
but,
savannah.
we will,
Without
working
necessarily
through
understanding what a savannah technically is.
how
A savannah is
to
just a
gain,
grassland.
as much as we
But
possibly can.
how a
The
grassland
Allosaurus
becomes a
looks
different definition,
very,
i.e.
very
a savanna, is about the amount of
there's a bit more
space
forest.
between
Yes, missing a
trees,
bit of
essentially.
It's,
Oh,
a
it's
pig
like
dinosaur.
it's like 1% more forest, please.
But yeah, when people
what,
say
we can go on
grassland,
better.
they mean the one that we've
there
already
we
seen.
go.
That
That's good.
green,
Probably need
flattish
some- Probably need some places to hide.
grassland
Yeah,
with
it
oak
was-
trees
it was
and
poached,
stuff like that.
so it's
Yes.
probably good to have some extra forest here. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, it loves lying down. It's tired.
She said,
All right.
Good job, Dan.
Good job, Dan.
I think they could probably
Let's,
fine.
Jump out of the gameplay screen.
Well,
and,
unfortunately, that was everything
see
we've already
back
seen.
to myself and James. All right, so mission complete. We managed to
It's
catch the
temperate, but they
Allosaurus.
called
We
it
managed to
grassland.
Give it what it needed in
oaf,
terms of
it's
comfort. We managed to
fine.
heal it up. And then
This is the problem. Grassland
so
doesn't mean anything.
from
Temperate doesn't
there-
mean anything. None of these
but
words are very specific.
for now, that's all you'll be seeing from the campaign mode.
Come on,
I
Jens.
really enjoyed this. I thought this was a lot of fun.
Give us
I
something
actually
else.
I haven't played this yet.
Sure.
So now I'm really excited to just go in and play it myself because I haven't been able to play it. How do you think Dan did here, James?
He did really well. I'm
Yeah.
proud of him. He's.
Seems like he's played it a lot before, I'd say.
I think he has. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is absolutely a good thing.
Pretty sure they said both.
I think it's it's a good idea to have someone behind the
Yeah.
controls who's been
Yeah.
through it a
Exactly.
bit before.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is what we had to show you from the campaign mode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I think that's gonna do it for
Oh, no.
this monthly highlights stream.
Oh,
and
no.
From
Come on,
us
Jens.
here at Frontier.
We got the
I
big
wanna say a
guns.
huge thank you to
We already
Dan
have a
Davies
Tiger
for,
biome.
joining me
Are you
for-
doing this on
for
purpose?
playing and for joining me on the couch for a few minutes as well to talk with me. I want to, of course, thank you, James,
Thank you.
for joining me and giving us your insights from being a dialogue manager.
Yes.
That's what you're. I need to sit there and be like, what's the title? Like, dialogue manager. That's what it is. So yeah, thank you so much, James. It's
Oh,
been a
thank you for
pleasure
having me.
you. And maybe we'll see you again on stream
I hope
at
so.
some point. I hope
Yep.
so too. And I think we're going to be signing off right about now. So I want to also give a huge shout out to the mods for keeping it down in the chat. I want to also give a huge shout out to the rest of the community team here at Frontier, to Francesca, Eltanen, and of course to Tim, who has been sitting
Lots of new people.
behind the ones
Francesca
and
and
twos. He's
Eltanen,
giving me a
both
wave.
recent hires.
I am giving the Tim wave back to
Recent
the camera.
hires a few months ago.
And I think what's left to say is that
I
Jurassic
think
World
Dahlia is new as
Evolution
well, but she's
2
doing Planet soon.
is coming to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on November 9th in a month and change, and it is very, very, very exciting, and I hope you all out there think it is very exciting as well. And we will see you guys on the next stream. So keep your eyes peeled to our official
not gonna be a recap.
social
There's nothing
channels,
to
where we will,
recap,
of
I'm
course,
afraid.
announce any and all news that we have to share. But until then, bye-bye.
Okay, it's a recap stream. I always hope. I'm always a little optimistic. You know, in the past they have dropped little bits of information in these, and we obviously didn't really get that today. We did get a single piece of new information, and that is that Sinoceratops is confirmed. That's literally it. I'll just put this back up for a second. Oh well. I know that wasn't the most exciting recap stream, but again, it's what they advertise. Whether I think that's a good idea or not is a whole other kettle of fish. Whether I think they should maybe change up how they do these. But at the end of the day, there's only going to be one more recap stream until the game's bloody out anyway, so maybe in a week we can get recap of the recap. It wasn't the most exciting one, but it is what it is. Can't win them all. I'm sure there are people out there who found it immensely helpful. It just doesn't happen to be us, you know? It's just the way it is at the end of the day. Right. Anyways. Tomorrow is Saturday. So I'll have a Evolution or JPOG build tomorrow, and we'll be back on Monday with the next part of whichever one I don't do tomorrow. Hopefully Wednesday Species Field Guide. If I had to put money on a Species Field Guide, it'll probably be that aquatic that got revealed that we don't know the name of. So I'm hoping Wednesday Tylosaurus is my guess. But oh, we don't know if scars will stay, but there was there was a statistic on the info panel showing how many scars a dinosaur has, which does make it suggest that scars could stay. No, we don't know the new Mosasaur yet. Don't know what's going on. Yeah, sorry about the second channel stuff. I'm just taking a week off. I'll be back Monday, I hope. Burn me out again. I don't really care what it is. It looks cool anyway. It's like well designed. I think that's the important thing. But yeah, that's it from me. Hopefully, next time I do this, I'll have a better setup. I'll have two monitors. I cannot wait. I'm finally getting a good monitor. My main monitor. And I'll have two monitors. Life without two monitors is absolute agony. I don't know how I ever survived without two monitors, but I'm happy to do it again. And it's very painful. Oh, hello. I can't wait to get a new one. You did miss it, but you didn't really miss too much. Well, my second monitor was my TV, but my TV is now in a TV place and I'm working on the desktop, so. It's a 170 hertz, I think, max out. I didn't need to go any higher than that. I don't need more than 144 personally, but I pushed it a little bit. And it's 1440p. Because again, I don't need 4K, so I don't get 4K. Let me check. Oh, 240 hertz. So it's 2050. It's 2560 by 1440. Yeah, at 240 hertz. So it'll do me for a good long while, I think. And then eventually I'll get a 4K 144 hertz one as my main one when they go down in price because they are ridiculous right now. And then the new one will become my second monitor. And I guess this can become my third monitor, I suppose. No, we don't know. Don't think dinosaurs will age, no. No suggestion that they will, anyway. I don't know, we don't know these things, but I would be very surprised. It's not something they've mentioned. I think 2K, 144 Hz is like the sweet spot right now. I think if you go more than that, like you can get a nice 4K monitor, but unless you've already paid a fortune for graphics cards, you're probably not playing at 4K. And then if you want 4K, but then you also want like 200 plus Hz, that's really difficult to do without, again, like a 1390 and without spending probably 800-900 quid plus on a monitor. You know what I mean? I am going to cover the Planet Zoo update. Yes, I think. So this is, I'm going to talk very briefly about this because I haven't really talked about this. For Planet Zoo people, my plan for Planet Zoo, when it comes out on the 8th, I would say 8th, when it comes out, if you see a video, like a zoo build, it's because I've recorded all of it. Basically. My plan is to get all of it done for the 8th, because the animals themselves are the only new additions, no building items. So I can build the zoo without the animals ahead of time, and I've got like 2 or 3 weeks to work on it. So I'm starting on it already. So if you see, and because I know I keep sort of getting halfway through zoo builds and stopping, and I'm sure that's really frustrating, and it is for me as well. Is it the 4th? Maybe it's 4th. As I'm really determined to not let that happen this time, so the determination now is to, it is the 4th, yeah. The determination now is that the build will be done, or near enough done by the time you see it at all, and that way I can guarantee that no one's going to be left frustrated, basically. It's not going to be breeding, no. How do you know they're all girls? Is someone going to lift up the dinosaur skirts? No, it's a bit more, what does he say? A bit more scientific than that? A bit more technical than that? A bit more complicated? I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely lowered my Evolution playtime because of the game, because of Evolution 2. That's, I mean, that you can't deduce that scars are permanent, because an Indominus Rex you saw for 5 seconds had a scar. I think we'll see some Chaos mode. Chaos Theory mode. Pretty soon. I mean, we saw a lot of it. We saw like glimpses of it, like proper glimpses of it during the video on Wednesday. So maybe that's what we'll see throughout this month. That would make sense. Like as the last big thing they reveal before the game comes out. We've got about, it's still like 5-6 weeks. God, it's only 6 weeks till the game comes out. That's crazy. I'm gonna have a really busy winter between Planet Zoo and this. Bloody hell. Yeah, it was only 6 weeks ago, so I think Chaos Theory's last big reveal kind of thing. But we'll see. I do love the... I really like the new Baryonyx. It's crazy. I used to hate Baryonyx. Yeah, I don't know how many dinosaurs. I might do a recap on how many dinosaurs we have confirmed, because it's quite a lot now. Yeah, have you not seen Baryonyx? Baryonyx looks a lot better. I think it's the eyes more than anything else. The eyes are like a big improvement. Well, hopefully I'll get it early. Yeah, and then PK Beta comes out. Bloody Nora. No, I'm not. I've already replayed it once, and that was agony. I'm sorry. The Evolution 1 campaign is not made to be replayed. I just don't enjoy it at all. It was fine the first time. It was quite painful the second time. And I won't be going back. No, 75 plus dinosaurs. It's gotta be more than that. It has to be. It just doesn't make sense to me. It seems like everything has returned. If everything comes back, then we've already got like 80 plus dinosaurs / prehistoric creatures in the game. If everything comes back. How many actually new dinosaurs? Is it still only... No, it's 3 new dinosaurs, right? So it's 71? 81? 81 total confirmed creatures if everything comes back, I believe. Nah, it won't be anyway. I don't think we're going to get that many new dinosaurs. I think 6 or 7 maybe total. I just don't see what they'd cut at this point. I mean, the hybrids are in, we think. It seems like the minion stuff is in as well, by the looks of it. So I don't know. It seems likely to me that everything's back. I don't think Gigant Spinosaurus... Leave Gigant Spinosaurus alone. Why should? I just don't see the point. Like, why cut the Doctor Who hybrids? There's just no need to do it, you know? Yeah, if you didn't buy any of the DLC from the last game, this game will be super exciting. I'm quite envious of people who didn't play the first game at all. Because they'll play this one and they'll have potentially over 80, to them, new creatures. That's quite exciting. I don't know why everyone's so sure the Giga's not back when I'm pretty sure we've already seen it. Thanks, Adam. There's no point. Yeah, but why cut something just because it's forgettable? You know, even if only 2% of the player base likes a dinosaur, what's the benefit to cutting it? It doesn't free up space for anything else. There's no hard limit on how many dinosaurs you can have. So cutting doesn't achieve anything. Nothing should be cut. But it's not a case of cut the hybrids and then you'll get 3 new dinosaurs. That's not how it works. Because cutting them doesn't free up time or space, because they already exist. They've already been made and modelled and animated, blah, 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 blah. It's not like, oh, we can cut Ankylodocus and get new dinosaurs. Yeah, I would happily trade Ankylodocus and Stegoceratops for 2 brand new dinosaurs any day of the week. But that's not how the world works. Yeah, cutting Polacanthus doesn't achieve anything, you know? I mean, maybe those dinosaurs need a little bit of TLC, but... Yeah, but my point is, the difference in production time between adding a brand new dinosaur and revitalizing an existing dinosaur a little bit to bring it up to standard of Evolution 2 is a vast difference in timescale, as in it's much, much, much quicker to bring forward existing dinosaurs. Plus, I love Spinoraptor. I mean, Ankylodocus doesn't need a big remodel, it just needs a slightly different face. That's it, that's all it needs. I mean, I think it would take less time to take the 3 Wu hybrids. You've got to bear in mind as well, they don't necessarily have to update the models or the texture maps or whatever, because when you build a model for a game, you build a very high resolution, very high quality version that then gets reduced in quality for the video game, typically. Like, you'll have a high poly model and you have a low poly model. So when it comes to bringing dinosaurs forward to Evolution 2, they don't have to remodel the dinosaurs or anything like that to make them higher quality. They'll just use the higher quality version that they already inevitably have. It's the same engine, yeah. I can't tell he's winding me up. I don't think Therizinosaurus will be in. I think it'll be a Dominion thing. Yeah, the hop. I love Huiyang. I've always felt it was an underappreciated dinosaur. It's my favourite of the Stegosaurs, Huiyangosaurus. By quite a mile. Like, it wasn't even close. I don't think they'll cut anything. I think we'll end up with a roster of over 80 creatures. I mean, we already do if they don't cut anything. Which makes sense. When we heard about Evolution 1, we first heard there was 30 plus dinosaurs. That's the number we got. There is apparently a Therian Dominion, yes. That's what we've heard anyway. I think the final roster, including the looks, will be about... I'm putting my money on 84? It's my final guess. That would be 5 new dinosaurs, 5 new aquatics, 5 new pterosaurs. No, it wouldn't. Was it 68 or 69, including Pteranodon? So it might be 60, it might be 73. 83 even. I think it'll be between 80 and 85, the final roster, is my point. 3 BSC was an hour and a half ago. We're just talking at the end now. No, I don't think no, yeah, Giga will get remodeled. Giga will be in the game, it'll look like it did in Evolution 1. Dominion will come out, they'll have a remodeled version, kind of like they did for Return to Jurassic Park, where you can select a different skin, and it selects a different model. That's my guess for Giga. No. I don't know what you want me to do about that. Xavier, you don't need to post that 4 or 5 times. It's okay, we get it, it's fine. I'm not a big fan of the Jabi Giga either. It's alright. It's better than the Kark. Kark's the worst. Out of the big carnivores, at least. Yeah, well, I'm including the, No, I don't. J-Pod Kark is way better. J-Pod Acro is also better, unfortunately. The fact that they didn't do the same for the BRBR, BABR Allo already makes me think very much that it's, not going to happen at all. And I think unless Allosaurus has a big role in Dominion, which I don't think it will, I don't think Allosaurus will get remodeled. Nope, nothing new. We don't, I mean, the 5 doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying there's 5 already. I don't think we'll get more, because I don't think there's much room left in a potential roster, I suppose. I just don't think there's more creatures to come, so I think we get 4, 5 including deluxe. That's my personal bet, but there's no like hard limit, there's no hard number to aim for. There could be 20 aquatics for what we know. There isn't, but there could be. Yeah, Sinoceratops got confirmed earlier today. Maybe? Why? Too big? Too small? No idea. Anyways, right. That's long enough, I think, of this malarkey. I have things... Do I have things to do? I do. I have to go work on Planet Zoo. So... Yeah. Thanks for joining me. People. Stretch. If you were going to buy the game on an old console, I would suggest waiting till the game's out and seeing what it's like. Personally. Yeah, anyways. Okay, so we didn't learn anything particularly new. We got Sinoceratops confirmed in 2 hours. But it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Also, we'll be back next week. Hopefully next Wednesday we'll get confirmation on that mosasaur. That's definitely the goal. And always fun. Anyways. Always fun. I'll see you guys next time.